evening and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have a big old summer preview to talk about. Hopefully this is all coming through fine, hopefully you can see me, hopefully you can hear me. The lights aren't doing the job, but honestly the flat is so hot tonight that if I have them any hotter I'm going to melt in front of you. Nobody wants to see that. So we're here with the big summer Warhammer preview. We have a little tease. You know they usually do the little silhouette-y tease pictures. We have one of those to look at in a moment, but we're about 10, just under 10 minutes out now, I think. Hopefully my voice is going to get us through this entire stream, but welcome to everybody that is joining in. I hope you're all having a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And how about we see what is actually going on, because right here we have the preview article over on WarCom. So I will link this after the stream, but if you just go to warhammercommunity.com, I think it is, it takes you straight to this page. It's the big banner, 10-minute countdown, whatever we're on. This is the live stream, and these are the glorious silhouettes that we have. So we're going to talk about what we see here. Let me know what stands out to you guys as we just take all of this in. So I'm going to go for the slightly less obvious ones first. Well, that's a rumor engine image right there. So that's Nighthaunt. We have a bat, which vampire courts in the old world, do we think? Potentially? Or it's an underworld gang. I think that's a Chaos Dwarf. It's either a Beastman or a Chaos Dwarf. That is some sort of Necron-y... Oh, is it though? It's not Necron, is it? It's Necron. Or it could be Dark Mech for Horus Heresy. Legisms, how we doing? Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Spooky Necron, you think it's a spooky Necron? My first thought was Necron, but it's the hand. I'm just thinking Dark Mech. That's definitely some sort of Space Marine. That's a Space Marine leg. I've built enough of those recently to know. That was another rumor engine, I think. That's definitely Deathwatch. This is Jump Pack Heresy. Yeah, that's definitely a Mark III assault. Was it Mark II assault or Mark III assault that was teased? I think that's Heresy as well. No, no, I don't know. That doesn't look like a power pack. That's Admech. Yeah? Or is that some sort of Heresy Praetor? That's an elf. Pointy ears, that's definitely an elf. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a big preview then, if they're giving us anything. No, this is apparently a live blog, which means it should update 5 minutes after they've revealed things. That's a Lightning Claw. Tomb Kings, top left, third from bottom of the right. That one. That's definitely, going by the ear, that's definitely Nighthaunt or Flesh Eater Core. It's one of the, that's Sigmar. I can guarantee you that one. I still think there could be some Tomb Kings. That's not Tomb Kingy, is it? That might be Tomb Kingy. That weapon is it's either a power scythe or it's Tomb Kingy. That one, yeah. Potentially Tomb Kings, but then I saw this. And this top bit just made me think, what time are we on? I've got about 5 minutes. This just made me think Cathay. And we know that Wave 2 of Cathay is due out soon, probably, and the full sort of range that we've seen. But could there be extra Cathay? But it could also be Tomb Kings. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see some new Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are just really cool. that pose with the magic-y stuff coming off it, it just feels Underworlds to me. That's definitely a Chaos Dwarf. That looks very fantasy undead. The more I look at this one, the Necron-y one, the more I think it's Admech. And we know that Admech is getting a load of new stuff with like dusters, skin cloaks, some weird stuff. It sort of fits an image that we've already seen from the drop site preview. That's definitely Jump Assault. I think it was the Mark II Jump Assault, wasn't it? And then it was Mark III Breaches. Could that be Space Marine? That's definitely a Space Marine. Could that be a Space Marine? And if it is, could it be Raven Guard? Maybe. Oh, this is good. I like this game. Can we play this game more often? That is definitely some sort of elf. High elf? Wood elf. Wood elf. I'm going wood elf. That isn't the Necron-y spear that we've seen in the Rumour Engine, is it? I don't think it is. No, we're not getting anything. There's some fun stuff here. There's some really nice things that could be coming off it. I think that's a Heresy Space Marine. Iron Warrior character? Iron Hands character? Something like that. That is a chain though, isn't it? Could that be a Black Templar? Something Black Templar-y? We're getting sidetracked. I was going to talk about the games that we have, but I've lost that image in all the excitement. So in this preview we should have, and how are we doing time frame wise? Yeah, we're still going, we're good. We should have Warhammer 40,000 Old World, Horus Heresy 3.0, because that's about to launch. Underworlds, Legions Imperialis was there. Age of Sigmar sounded like it was going to be a new army and everyone's banking on Chaos Dwarfs. I think it's Chaos Dwarfs too. We covered it in my preview. It's just too obvious from what they were teasing. I think that was it. Oh, there's Black Library as well. They've added Black Library to the image. They did say it in the trailer. Could some of these characters be from a Black Library book? I saw this, my brain just straight away went to Prince Mesa. If you've read the Age of Sigmar book about the old, I think he was a Wood Elf. Very, very early Age of Sigmar book. I think it's just called Prince Mesa. Fantastic book, really cool character. I'd love him to get a model, so if that's him with his his Elfis. Was it called Elfis? That sounds a bit silly now, but then it is Sigmar. That would be cool. It might not be, but I'm just getting a Wood Elf vibe from him. I don't know, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this. How about we jump over? Because we should be kicking off soon. Chat, I hope you guys are going to keep me company. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how the sound is. Hopefully when all of this kicks off, everything is coming through fine. And as always, I want to hear your thoughts. This could be good. We could be here for, what are they normally, 40 minutes, 45 minutes? If it's a big summer one, is this going to be about an hour? And then we'll jump over to the WarCom preview and see if we can learn other stuff. Kill Team's here as well. That's probably what the Deathwatchy Space Marine thing is. They would be against Necrons, Orcs. We've already had Orcs, so not Orcs. Some sort of Aldari team? Jakari, maybe? Votan have had 2 kill teams. Would Deathwatch and Votan be a good box? I don't know, maybe. I am expecting to see some Votan for 40k though. Yeah, this is good. I'm looking forward to this. I do like doing these. They're fun little live streams that we can do. I do want to do more live streams on the channel moving forward. It's a bit awkward at the minute because I don't really know what I'm doing live. But yeah, stealth suits for Kill Team, yes, that. But they're done in like the older stealth suit style, which was more power armored.
Hello everybody and welcome.
Oh, here we go.
We are very excited to welcome you today to the big summer Warhammer preview.
They've got that.
My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and it's our delight.
Oh, we're streaming at 7:20. Seriously?
We have a big preview today.
There's a lot going on.
Lot of stuff. There's a lot of Warhammer. We've got stuff from all sorts of different settings, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar.
I am just going to knock that down a touch.
Well. There's a little bit of something for everybody, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
So this is Adam and Eddie. We know Adam and Eddie by now. Because they have this weird filter on the camera or something, it isn't coming through super clear. Simon's fine.
Simon, what are you doing today?
But
hey folks, welcome to the show.
yeah, there's something very odd going on.
Eddie and Adam. So if you do have any questions that you'd like to ask them,
I do like Si.
Start your
His enthusiasm is quite infectious.
Capital letters at the start of all your comments, and I will do my best to track them, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity later on in the show to ask Eddie and Adam those questions.
Right.
Perfect.
So,
and
if you have any questions for me, let me know. I'm probably not going to be as useful at answering them as these guys, but
to cover off, we think we're going to be here for between an hour and 90 minutes if we go fast. So bear with us and we'll do our best.
An hour to 90 minutes if they go fast. This is a big old preview.
The first thing I'd like to do is
right, let's settle in. I've only got one drink. I might struggle here.
Let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time and I always enjoy the answer.
Right, so chat.
Punching in your,
we've seen the little tease. Hopefully you've seen my preview.
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Adam. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy.
What do you want to see? Forget what we've seen, forget what's been teased, forget the realism.
White scars on my table at the moment, got them all sprayed up.
Jesus, you've just told us
Horus Heresy transfers on the side.
Stealth suits for Kill Team.
Looking forward to
great pick. What are your dream picks? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully we see some of them.
Like a lot of people, very excited.
What do you need to see at some point in whichever game system? And let me know the game system as well. But just while they're doing the corporate waffle introduction.
The short answer is yes. I bought myself a new Kill Team. I went for the Hernkin yesterday, and I'm going to have a crack at that. I've not really painted Kill Team stuff. I've always used
which one's
the main army.
The Hernkin's the dusters, isn't it? Coats.
I only went to the Throne of Skulls with my good friend Damien O'Byrne.
Nice.
And we brought home a gold medal, which was super fun to play so many games of the Middle-earth strategy battle game together with so many lovely.
Yeah, Middle-earth has such a great community.
Flown all the way across to join in from the US, and they're now hiking, backpacking around the mountains somewhere in Spain.
What an unexpected journey!
Literally,
wow,
tremendous. So I hope you get to tune in wherever you are.
It's a nice trophy.
Thank you to all my opponents who played.
I wish I was like mentally geared for tournament play.
Nice.
I'd probably really enjoy tournaments.
Where are people from?
Oh, all over the place. It's wonderful. So we've got folks from
Stealth suits against Catachans. Yeah, solid picks. Very solid picks.
Someone's claiming they're even from Caliban.
I think that we need Catachans. I think that Kill Team has to get some Catachans at some point. They need a whole range refresh.
Right.
They had the chance to get rid of them with 10th. Let's be honest, the 10th edition codex, you could have got rid of Catachans. You didn't, or they didn't. So yes, Catachans, any kind of Catachan refresh from any game system will be incredible.
So just before we go in, the new guy, he's a little bit peculiar, but just bear with, okay?
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's Nick's office. Votan. Oh. Oh, okay, so that was a Votan, not a Space Marine. Okay. Okay. Ah, it's a Votan gun, not an Orc gun. Right, new named character. That's how you do a Mario Kart right. The Votan provides.
Just two little dudes on a road trip.
What an incredible
Wow.
set of reveals. For
That's
the
I do like the Votan aesthetic.
so
I
this
know
is
the
largest
internet
release
doesn't.
for the Leagues of Votan since
but
the initial
I do.
release of the army.
Well, it's the
It's
only
been a
release they've
huge
had since the
expansion,
initial
all
release of
in
the army, you
plastic
morons.
for that
Right,
force.
the big
There is new heavy
suit
infantry, there's
things
some new
look really
artillery,
cool.
There's loads of new, really characterful
The quad,
characters to add
hover
to the army.
quad
There's some
thing,
new
that's
vehicles,
amazing.
All sorts of stuff. So there's
The new
kind of
character
shot
with a
before
big
army there,
glaive.
but let's take a
I
closer
thought
look
that was a
at some
Tau
of the
glaive.
Specific models, specific.
Ah, that's another rumor engine.
We'll start with
That's a rumor engine.
so the Arcanist Evaluator.
Yeah,
Don't love
so,
the head.
Within the Leagues of Votan, they're not afraid
It's a
of
bit
developing
silly.
technology and expanding their understanding. And so an Arcanist
It
Evaluator
looks nice
is
though.
kind of,
The helmet version looks good.
aside from the ordinary kin
I like that.
or the war bands that operate, he's a member of the science guilds that are responsible for new technologies. And
So
he's
they have a
trained
science
to
guild now.
and
I'm not up on the
experiments
Votan lore. I
with
should be.
closing phases of development. This is a transmatter inverter.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's got 4 fire
It is a
modes,
cool name.
and on the highest one, it literally triggers lethal atomic transformations. What that means is death.
Yeah, so he's taken out his new
Sounds fun.
experimental weapon basically to the battlefield to see if
I
it
can
is
see why they've
as
gone with a
effective
Doc
after
Brown
the
vibe
transformation
for the
or
character.
spirited monsters, whatever he happens to come up against.
Pretty much yes to the
Pretty
above.
much yes to all of the above. He's not part of the official sort of
It's a
Leagues of
microwave
Votan
gun.
military hierarchy, so he doesn't. Join
He's
the
running
groups
around
necessarily,
with a
you can
microwave
range around
gun.
in your army next to them,
Yeah.
and he's got kind of lone operative ability if he's near your infantry, that sort of thing. But a very useful, characterful little model to add into your Leagues of Votan force, and a
It's
nice way
definitely
of kind of showing
characterful.
the,
Yeah, very nice.
some of the kind of lore and culture of the army as well, of the Leagues of Votan.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a glimpse behind the sort of the curtain, isn't it? And you can see some really cool things that sort of key into that. He's got these optics on his weapon that you can almost imagine sort of recording the data from the results.
That's a very cool head as well, kind of mad science.
It does feel
Yeah,
like
if you wanted to, there's a
1970s,
separate,
1980s sci-fi generic gun, though, doesn't it?
Safety protocols, then
Absolutely.
that's the way to go.
It's not
Next
that
up,
futuristic.
my absolute standout favourite. This is the thing that made me march into Warhammer World yesterday and buy some.
The
models
Memnir
myself.
Strategist.
The Memnir Strategist. He is an Ironkin. Those of you who are fans of the League of Votan will understand that the Ironkin are
I quite like it.
Abominable intelligences.
well, not in their mind, but they're artificial.
I
intelligences
quite like
which,
it.
They hold an equal position within Votan society.
I do like the details on their robes and the runes and things that they have. Very Nordic.
Within that iron dome that is normally his head.
But it's
The
an
first really cool
aesthetic
thing
that I
about
like.
it is that
I'm sure you guys have realised with my love of space wolves.
In the Imperium, you call them mechadendrites, right? These cables that come out of him. Each of those is
So,
a
chat, what do we
different
think
unit. So
with the
he's got
Votan
nine
stuff so
cables,
far?
Multiple Ironkin, essentially, and he uses that to enormous effect in terms of strategy and tactics on the battlefield, directing the efforts of the kin.
I've just realised the attachments below the belt. I'm not sure about that.
Points, which we'll
That's
talk
a
bit
strong
about
choice.
later. And most importantly, he looks amazing.
It's a
It does
very,
look
very
cool, though.
Miniature, isn't it? Really characterful. I think also got some spare arms on the
Yeah,
front there,
you
which
get
is holding onto
bonus
his
arms.
holding onto his little data pad. He's tapping away on there, giving orders to
Yeah.
all the various kin and Leagues of Votan units across the battlefield. And his main pair of arms he's used to sort of hold in his contemplative state, which is the exact pose that I have when I'm considering my movement phase in Warhammer
Exactly.
40,000.
And if you want to dazzle your friends with some knowledge, the array he's got on his back is called a cognitar mantle, and that's where he gets like his extra brain power from. Really sensational. Speaking of Ironkin, these are
They're
new
cool.
units of
Steel
Ironkin.
jacks.
They are called the Steel Jacks. Two types
I
of
like
units,
them.
one name. Eddie, what's the story?
I like that they're going more into the
Steel Jacks, they are
robot-y vibe
specialist,
instead of the weird, shirtless,
more warrior type of
axe-wielding
Ironkin.
berserker
A lot of
dudes.
the Ironkin are fairly sort of helpful. They're kind of
they
default.
fill
Power fist,
Yeah,
bolt,
the
pistol,
default state is a
and
sort of,
then, oh, is that a
friendly,
cutlass?
affable,
Fusion
helpers for the
cutlass,
Leagues of Votan
nice.
skin. These are a much more warlike programming, so they march out actively into battle,
Ooh.
seeking conflict. They are
Rifles
very
as
large
well.
suits of armor, so they stand kind of almost twice the
So-
height of a kin or a League of Votan warrior. And
They
have
look
got some pretty
great,
decent
but
weaponry as well. You can kit them
quite
out
a
in
wide
variety
range of
ways. You
options
can
to kit
either
them
go,
out then.
Combat leaning, this is an example there, where you can have
They
those
might be my
custom
favourite
fists in,
Votan
or
unit
you can go with a
of
ranged
all of the stuff.
option. In game terms, they work a little bit like
That's the
Red Star,
aesthetic that
suppose,
I
as opposed
really
to
like.
Ultimate. So very durable unit, quite powerful weaponry, very good for doing things like moving on to an objective and trying to hold on to it, and fighting off enemy counterattacks, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in
I
real
feel
terms,
like you could do a really cool
heavily armoured
Tau stealth suit with that
dangerous
model.
unit. You can see the leader in the squad. as you've looked at these pictures, by the Primarch crest, which sort of rises above his head. There we are in the background. He's got a plasma sword. Guy on the front's got a concussion fist. Great new addition to the
Right on the
Leagues
left.
of Votan army, I think it's fair to say. We're not done. There's more. The Chthonian Earthshaker channels some really strong.
that
energy
drill,
from that sort of
that was a
rogue
Rumour
that
Engine
you
image as well.
for squat
Very
armies.
well.
See, there's so many Rumour Engine things that are just backed up waiting for this reveal
Inverse
show.
artillery, in that rather than lobbing a shot high above the enemy, they fire those mole shells.
It's a cool idea.
At the bottom,
It's
deep into
definitely
the ground,
cooler than the
burrow
weird
in on
berserker
them and
things.
emerge, in a trench line, in a bunker, and just blow everyone to Kingdom Come.
Each one of
Yeah.
them a really lovely sort of diorama in their own right as well. So you can see the kin there working with the Iron Kin, loading up the.
I quite like the different ways of building them as well. That's nice. Yeah, okay. These are growing on me.
Directing the mole as it kind of.
This is definitely
buries
more of the
underground towards
Votan vibe
location.
that I hoped they'd go
Obviously, it's a
down
powerful piece
after
in
the
game.
initial
You've
wave
got all
release.
sorts of, nice kind of ways that this will bolster your Leagues of Votan force, which at the moment maybe doesn't have a huge amount of very long range artillery.
Doesn't have a huge amount of anything, does it really, the
Yeah,
Votan
it's a
stuff?
Great kit, really.
Awesome. Speaking of the bigger models that are inside this launch, we have the Capricus. So the Capricus is one
I
of those
like
kits
that.
makes two things. You can see here the Capricus Defender. We'll show you the Capricus Carrier in a minute. Essentially,
So you can have it
either
with a gun
sort of
or as a
attack
transport.
vehicle for the Hernkin, or it's a transport vehicle. They've got so this is the
Scout Hog
Carrier,
or
so
Warhog.
it's a smaller gun. It's got less other.
I
weapons.
really like that. I love the
Bag.
trench coat vibe. I like the jet bikes.
Whichever you take, essentially, this is enabling your Hernkin to get around from A to B and hold the ground that they're taking.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
adds
quite like that.
mobility into your Leagues of Votan.
I
force.
quite like that.
It's carries 5 models, so it works a little bit like the other kind of Leagues of Votan transports, where you pick one of your units.
How the hell does that carry 5
of them can
units?
Ride around in one of these. If you've got
When
2 transports, you
the
can obviously ride them around in 2 of the transports.
Sagittar,
And
whatever
as
the
I said,
other
you
buggy is,
either
can
have
also
a
just
transport
carry 5
option, or
units.
you can just have all the
That seems a
guns,
bit
have a fast-moving fire.
limited.
Yeah, for me, this is stunning. This is what made me march off to Warhammer World
Yeah,
yesterday.
I like that.
There's some really lovely.
I
bits
like
of
that
text
quite a
on this.
lot.
The stowage bags are really nice at the back. I
Yeah.
like that you can build this with 2 Ironkin as well. So if you want
Yes,
an Ironkin
yeah.
pilot and an Ironkin gunner, you can build them like
Yeah,
that.
nice touch.
Fans of Ironkin generally, there is a lot of Ironkin
Yeah, you've
in
done
this
quite well.
Leagues
this
of
week,
Votan
yeah,
release.
Absolutely so. There's also a new combat patrol for the Leagues of Votan on the way.
Okay.
We're all familiar with combat patrols if we're familiar with Warhammer 40,000. If you're new, let me explain what they do. It's a fantastic way to start.
That's
an army.
quite a good combat patrol,
Bolter, bolter,
just
and
as a
then
gut
bolter.
reaction off the back.
Really focuses on those sort of kin bands.
You've got your 5 power armor dudes, you've got the Ironhead champion leading them, you've got a squad of 10
It's just wonderful ingredients.
salvages, whatever they were,
It's a really
and
good
then
units in
some
there.
heavy
You don't
weapons,
tend to see
or
the
3
Leagues of
heavy
Votan
weapon platforms
have
at the
all of
back.
these units
Yeah,
in.
there's no wastage there.
So
Right?
And
all
it's
good stuff.
all
A
units
couple
that
of
I quite
boxes of
like.
these and then a couple of
And it's all
units
units that you can
gone
repeat
after.
in your army
Absolutely.
a couple of times as well.
Now, on to, for many people,
This guy
opinion, I expect the main event
is
of this week.
something
This is
else.
Bury Agneson. Eddie?
So Bury Agneson is the last survivor of a Leagues of Votan clan, which has been consumed by the encroaching Tyranid menace. He is known as the Thrice Devoured. A Tyranid monster has actually eaten this guy, but that wasn't enough to keep him down. He clawed his way out of its gullets, climbed his way back out to safety 3 times, apparently.
Yep.
And
That's
now
pretty cool.
Goes across the galaxy, across the...
I love the
Tyranid
Tyranid trophy on
as
his
a
back.
roving Tyranid killing specialist.
Yeah,
effectively.
absolutely.
Oh,
He's,
wow.
In terms of
We've
specialty,
started
he's
off the
an
preview
absolutely
strong, chat.
elite
We've started off strong.
He's equipped with that Dark Star glaive, which you see there, which is called Bane. He's pure
called
violence
Bane.
in melee form.
I think
that
you're
it?
going to get a lot of this guy in armies because his rules are very good. He is. He's got a
That's the
great combat
downside.
Stat line, but,
Here's a new
also
character. He's got the greatest rules
so you can
ever.
imagine This guy advancing either
Very
on
similar to when the
overlord side
Votan first
behind
launched.
your forces and swooping in on the big enemy monsters and stuff that get forward to threaten your battle line.
Yeah, and his lore really comes into it. So he's a member of, well, he's the only member now of an organization called the Emberg Aegir Block, which is one of the Leagues of Votan. Literally wiped
Okay.
out down to the very last kin, which is this guy. And so he's so bitter. His whole life is devoted now to just hunting down the Tyranid menace and supporting.
That's
others
pretty
to
cool.
stop the
That is
Sith.
pretty cool.
And you see that played out on his model. He's got this sort of belt buckle, which very much looks like he's sort of taken some affectations from the Tyranids. He's got what looks like, we've been having quite a discussion about this, a Tyranid Prime sort of cadaver.
I think it's a
over his
Tyranid
head.
Prime that he's got over the top of his head.
Yeah.
There's a nice little nod in this model as well to there's like the idea.
It's very alien-y, isn't it? With the extra mouth coming out with the golden
Yeah,
bit.
they were eaten by the Tyranids, but
There,
also
that's
they
very
brought them back
xenomorph.
again. So there is a little bit of truth to that sort of. That
I quite like how they've
understanding
cybered like
into that.
all the cybernetic enhancements and things.
Will be supported with
Nice looking,
Votan and all
brand
the
new
Warhammer 40,000.
codex artwork as well.
This is I've had quite a while to read this week. It's just full of spankingly good lore. It's got great rules and art. It explains.
I suppose with Votan, they have to sort of do new things, which is a first, positive.
The thing to cover would be those yield points, which is the sort of army-wide mechanic which underpins them.
Absolutely, yeah. So yield points effectively
Change the army rule.
Changes the way your army works over the course of the game, and it works in the way that the Leagues of Votan approach acquisition effectively. So early on in the game, when you haven't got very many yield points, you're getting bonuses for attacking enemy units on objectives for the most part across your army. And then later on, once you've acquired yield points, you get bonuses for having your own units on objectives, so they get better at defending them. Better
Okay,
bonuses for their
interesting.
defense, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it
so
sort of encourages you to play in that very sort of acquisition-focused way that the leagues of.
It sounds
And
like
it's
a
really great
very
mechanic, right? Because
forced
it's
play
exactly how
style,
you do
though.
Games of Warhammer 40,000. Early on,
true.
you kick people off objectives. Later on, you hold on to the objectives. So
That's true, yeah.
Some of
That
the
is the
units
general
that
flow of the game.
Units that already exist in the Votan army now have rules that key into that. For example, the Memnir strategist just lets you increase or decrease your yield score by 1 each turn.
Yeah.
So really sort of thoughtfully put in, so this guy who's overseeing the total sort of tactical function of your army.
I like them. I think everything in there, even the weird mole launcher thing,
Some of the models.
let's do it. Yeah.
So we've got
everything
in
in
front of
there
us, we're lucky
is-
to be allowed to put our paws on the
is pretty good.
miniatures. So there'll be a bit of sort of.
I wonder
scale
if these will be on
comparison,
display at
but
Warhammer World, because I am there tomorrow.
They're like normal Votan.
Purely coincidental.
So any kin is about the same sort of proportion as those.
I love
Here
them.
you can see just how.
That's how you do stompy robots, not what the Thousand Sons got.
Warjacks are.
Like that. That's how you do them.
The personality that you made to compare them to Wraithguard is really.
Any
quite-
Thousand
they're
Sun
about the same
players in
size,
chat?
right? But it's kind of in that ballpark.
What do you think of the new
kind of
robots?
Medium heavy infantry. This is the new artillery piece. It's maybe not like as big as something like an Imperial Guard tank or something like that, but compact.
It's a heavy
mobile, that
weapons
sort of
team, isn't it,
thing, in which is
basically?
basic of the rest of the Leagues of Votan. You can sort of imagine it starting life as a piece of mining equipment, and they've sort of evolved it into a weapon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Definitely
I
see
like
sort
it.
of some of those origins.
Definitely
This
like
one has
it.
brought some attention to some of the super cool bits on it. This guy here, you can see over his shoulder, he's got like a data slate. You've got this sort of
That data slate was a rumor engine.
hatch that you can model open or close.
Dialed in.
On this
I'm seeing everything.
case, which has more of the shells. You get spare shells to put on their own bases.
That's a nice
It's
touch.
just a really thoughtfully designed and very exciting kit. So
Do we think it's the spare shells are a token, you put that next to an area or an objective,
Here, so,
and
space on the
one turn later they explode, and if there's enemy units nearby they take damage, if not, if they've had the chance to move out the way or something?
Defender package,
Maybe it's a bit of a
run
control
version. And as you can see there, there's a little bit of space,
element to
quite a
it,
space for transport.
potentially.
This one,
The
there is one for transport vehicles.
Death Corps of
I really like
Krieg
the Iron
army
Corps,
rule,
especially.
not
Quite
Krieg
tiny little
specifically,
bit.
but
Small, yeah, 'cause they
their
use
style army
fixed
rule is all about
special-sized,
denial. The
kit in
Death
there
Strike
for
launcher, I think it is.
Actually, perfectly designed for the role.
You pick a spot on the board, or you used to pick a spot on the board,
There he is.
and
So the
say,
thrust-
right,
the
that
thrust
objective is
devoured
going to be
there.
on fire in 2
So,
turns.
it's still kind of kin size.
And it was just a threat.
you
He
can
never
have-
quite
have a
launched
look at
it.
his
You'd always just
model
use it
here.
as a threat.
So much of him is now bionic, right? So he's been
Maybe it's got
chewed
that
up
feel
his
to it.
fingers that do it.
I don't know.
chewed up and
Pretty cool.
spat out so many times that like his arm, bits of his arms, there, most of his face, perhaps a kind of unspecified amount. Of his body
Definitely
has probably been dissolved by horrible.
a standout model.
Their stomach and things.
That new
but
character,
he's still
was
kicking.
it Bernie?
And-
Bernie?
But also
Bernie,
shows
we're going to call him
how
Bernie.
durable the kin are, right? So
Bernie the Nid
especially
Slayer.
designed by their Votan to
Very
be
nice model.
durable to endure.
Yeah,
kind of
this
those
is a good
hostile
start.
conditions.
Happy with
An
this.
Example of how that's kind of manifesting.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Wasn't quite looking at
so,
Votan right now,
I think
but
we've
you know.
covered the league pretty thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Before we move on, we're going to go to the Old World next. A couple of sort of housekeeping.
Old World
bits.
next.
The first one would be
Tomb King.
we're going to return to the 41st Millennium at the end of the preview. So, particularly if you like Kill Team, but also there's some other things for other factions as well. Do hang around if you like Warhammer 40,000.
Okay,
Another thing
we
I
got
would
a
say is,
40k sandwich.
lots of the people who mentioned that they were joining us from around the world, you can interact with our social teams. We have sort of international social teams that manage our various,
Look, you said it's a
social
almost a
media
90-minute
Here they
preview.
are. If you want to sort of get involved in the conversation
Let's
in the language,
get on
suits you,
with it, shall we?
knock yourself out. They're really lovely people. They're really engaged and want to...
Promoting the global stuff is good, though. I will give them that. It's nice to see them drawing attention to
and if you,
the native language social media platforms for different parts of the world. Because Warhammer is very much a global brand these days.
Right. Time for a little bit of Warhammer the Old World.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tomb Kings.
So,
Yes.
first up,
Plastic.
we have
Please be plastic.
Brand new units.
It was a Tomb King. Good shout.
Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic kit that makes the Royal
It
Herald.
is plastic.
The easiest way to describe these is that you have a battle standard bearer.
Are we going to start to see a big shift of old world stuff moving to plastic now, as well as Horus Heresy?
You get a battle standard, which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard,
Nice.
stick
I
on
like
your
it.
guy. If you fancy
It's
them, like,
a great
standing
aesthetic.
big regiments of skeleton
I
warriors
like
and
the
Thingard,
weird
then,
snake
go for the on
down
foot.
by its
There's
feet.
some options in terms of head things as well. Battle standard bearers
Yeah,
are key
nice.
to Warhammer armies.
Very
So
nice.
If you play the old world, you'll know.
Yeah, I love this battle standard. That kind of.
I like how
Scorpion,
it's new,
both
it's
the kit
plastic,
and the model itself are very
multi-part
cool.
plastic by the sounds of it.
As well, so you can swap and change if you want.
Yeah, multi-part plastic.
Chariots or something in your army.
But it still looks like it fits the old aesthetic from 20 years ago, just slightly modernised, a little bit more detail, but not overly.
Itself, but also I think things like the Tomb Guard, for example.
Really, really nice.
This isn't the only new plastic kit coming for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. We also have the Leech Priests, who are fundamental
Nice.
to the workings, literally.
Are they an iconic unit?
Absolutely needless
We've had
to
Lich
your army
Priests
if you
before.
had Tomb King's army. Your army only woke up because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic.
I
flowing
love that it's all
rather than
plastic.
marching forward.
The more that
Again,
the old
this is
world
a
goes
multi-part
plastic,
kit.
the more
There's
I'm
a lot of
tempted to play it.
on these. You can see they're
It's that
a
straightforward.
little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri.
Yeah,
but
I
they're still
think
very
that
definitely
This was coming since they announced the Cathay stuff. I've said it. I'm sure loads of people have said it as well at that time.
The staff on
Yeah,
that particular
absolutely.
kit.
This is good.
Thanks for bringing that back. It's a really lovely image. These sort of animated.
The scroll is
creatures that
fantastic.
Come alive
Yeah.
through the
On the one on the back,
I think you
on the
would say
right.
as well, that looks like it's right out of a piece of Warhammer art. doesn't
Yeah,
it? Like
the mounted guy in particular, I think they're both exquisite. But the mounted guy, from sort of the perfect angle, he just looks like the artwork. And I mean,
I moved the mouse off there. Gives you the full image.
veterans Might be wondering if that's extra armor on the skeletal steed. It certainly is. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But yes, you
Okay.
have a barded skeletal steed, which I think might be quite useful if you're used to terrible armor saves in your Tomb King's army. I guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new Arcane Journal, the War
Arcane
of
Journal.
Fury, etc. The Imperishable is very, very angry.
It looks like a
He's
hardback.
filed, He feels like he owns
They're normally
everything,
softback, aren't they?
And he is launching a full-scale invasion northward into the sort of border region between the Empire and Britannia.
Beautiful artwork.
Sort of known as the Vaults. It's also inhabited by some dwarfs, and you've got sort of dispossessed barons and nobles from both the Empire and Britannia, and so they are forced to rally in defence of a full-scale invasion of
That's
the
cool.
undead from Khemri.
I like the narrative edge that they have to the old world stuff.
Playing small
All the specialist games, really, they do narrative so well.
Interesting fashion. It's just packed, and it's a really cool way of looking at the lore of the old world and how they're sort of explaining the things that took place in this particular part of the Warhammer timeline.
Yeah, it's great to get some new lore for.
I am interested to know how much that's going to cost. Arcane Journals are generally some of the cheaper products that Warhammer produce.
Like, it just
Less than £20, $20,
really just
approximately just shy of that ballpark.
There's another Arcane Journal coming, which is equally
Hopefully.
exciting. Other side, quite literally, of the region in the old world. No, in the
Okay,
old world.
so this is the second Cathay one that was promised, I think.
A bold strategic move made by Meow.
We definitely knew this was coming.
She's
Hopefully they're not moving them to hardback. Hopefully they are going to stay in the same format as the previous Arcane Journals.
in the north.
Because changing a design of a series halfway through is really annoying. Just so annoying.
Soldiers and sails to the Empire. Sets up
That will release with the second wave of Grand Cathay
real terms
as well. So we've got an idea that's coming soon.
There's rules in there for all sorts of things, including the opportunity to have an allied force of Grand Cathay and the Empire of Man.
That's cool.
That's exciting.
That is
We've
really
never had
cool.
anything like that before, really, have we? So
Yeah, so
Allied
I think this
Forces
is
sounds
sort of,
fun.
Great
You're going to
example
start to
of
see
bold,
with
exciting
Horus Heresy 3.0 in the old world, a lot of the design aesthetics, a lot of the gameplay ideas, the games are going to start to mirror each other a little bit, I think.
Absolutely.
But that's cool. That's fun. Old world in plastic is huge.
And see if Simon's got any
what have you-
questions for us.
what have you got for us, Simon?
Loads and loads of questions. I think the majority of them are focusing on the Leagues of Votan. There's loads of shiny new toys coming out there, of course. So the first one is actually about the judgment tokens. Are they?
I do wonder how big the old world
You've
is
got the yield rules, but what about
in
judgment?
like their ranking of
So,
game systems.
The focus in terms of the army mechanic is those yield points.
Because it
Before.
sounds like it's
It's
popular in
always
my
been a
area,
question which is like,
but
you
I've
can't
heard
do
in
it
many
with
other areas in the
Daniel
UK it
Wilson,
just does
for
nothing.
example. No, we've got 90 minutes to rail through as much stuff as we can, as fast as we can. We'll cover way more detail about Votan rules and mechanics and all those things as we lead towards it. But
Yeah,
there
we'll
is
be covering
changes in the way that
pretty much everything here as well. The preview articles and things that
Another
come
one
up.
was, the
We'll talk about
funky drill shell tokens
on their channel.
Earthshaker. What do they represent?
So I do have a really short and candid answer for that. You saw them on the little base beside. The kit comes designed for you to have 2 of those. If I remember correctly, and don't...
We had Old World with some plastic Tomb Kings, multi-part plastic, 2 Tomb King sets, and 2 new Arcane Journals, one focusing on Tomb Kings, Empire and pushing that narrative forward, and Dwarves as well, and then one with Grand Cathay that also allows you to ally in Grand Cathay into other armies as well, as long as they're like viable allies, I guess.
Probably got time for one more,
So just
let's
old
go
world
with
stuff.
how many
Really nice
does
models,
Capricus carry it?
but
Great question.
just old world.
Carries 5,
Tomb Kings
so it
specifically.
works a little bit like some of the other Leagues of Votan transports, where you take a unit of, usually come in 10s, you split the unit in half, so 5 of them can go in that. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can carry both the units round in those, or you can leave 5 of them back on your baseline and deploy them elsewhere.
Grand.
It's such an odd...
Thank you. So
That Votan rule is just odd. Just make it a 10-man carrier or something, or make them squads of 5.
Instead.
I don't get it.
For us to talk about here, and let's start with a new battle tome.
Flesh Eater Courts.
The Death Grand Alliance.
We knew this was coming.
These are the Flesh Eater Courts. Many of you will be familiar.
Although I
with them.
thought Nighthaunt would be before them,
like
because the
foul and
roadmap said
abominable,
Nighthaunt, but we know how reliable those roadmaps
atrocities,
are.
Who unfortunately have delusions, quite literally.
Is
of,
that new codex or battle tome art as well?
Elegant and chivalric.
Maybe. It's nice.
The truth couldn't be sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely imagine that they are in service to some grand king on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect. Lots of new ways to use.
How many
your
new
army.
models are they getting? Are they getting new army? They got an army box last edition though, didn't they?
Changes to some of the
They're
ways
only
you
going to get a
work
couple of
with
characters then, I think.
stuff. And perhaps most excitingly, there is a new miniature on the way to accompany them.
Oh, it's the
Is
bat.
High Falconer Felgrin. So
He's-
much like the rest of the Flesh Eater Courts, this guy.
Rumour engine right there.
His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of noble and
It
wise
completely
thinking
fits the narrative and the
bats.
craziness of the army.
A swarm of
100%.
rabid Bats. The model is very characterful. Like he's got his kind of weird.
It's
crazy
definitely a
fancy
crazy
design.
model.
Almost like the vestiges of that nobility that you were just referring to, right? He's got like a very sort of like huntsman-y style hat on
Yep.
and the tattered robes of a person that might be performing that duty. But he's also got guts hanging off.
It's
the
a
trees
very
quite
fun.
well.
It's a very fun miniature. I think
Yeah.
in the spinning shot, maybe you can just picture it. But there is a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that represents something in the game, where he sends one of his falcons off.
Oh,
to
that's
spy on enemy
cool.
units, and that can give you bonuses.
That could be a fun mechanic.
So these are the kind of spies, the eyes and ears of the Flesh Eater Courts. And if he directly
Yeah, I like
to
it.
enemy
It
units,
just
it
fits.
can give your squires, your kind of ghouls, bonuses against that enemy unit. You can do things like take away their ward save and get better at killing them, basically. So a very useful unit to have. In your
Quite a
game.
good
And
unit then.
powerful model for your army.
Nice. There's also accompanying this release for the Flesh
New
Eater
Spearhead.
Courts, the
Okay.
Firewatch,
Interesting
the
Spearhead.
So you can use it straight in games of Spearhead, or you can use this to bulk out, or maybe you can use this to bulk out your.
That down there looks like it might have been a Warcry warband.
Hard-hitting,
I don't
focused
know. It just
Spearhead.
has that
It's
vibe.
got models that you'll be very
It's a nice
familiar
looking
with.
spearhead
Ways
as
they
well.
synergise within this
Yeah,
game.
very nice looking spearhead.
Spearhead is really fun. Expect sort of.
They
lightning
are nice
strikes
kits.
and then using monsters
They have a very cool, creepy monster
Also a
aesthetic.
great start to a larger
The Flesh Eater
War
Courts.
army for Flesh Eater Courts.
Hmm.
It combos really nicely with the existing Flesh Eater Courts spearhead. So if
Yeah.
you've got that already, you can.
But
activate
that's
it and
not
basically
seismic
most of the army.
changes
Um,
for the Age of Sigma, is
a
it?
couple of the
There's
cannibal
got to be
ones.
something else. Chaos Dwarfs next.
Always a winner.
Right.
Who doesn't love that?
There's another battle tome for the sort of death faction.
They were
which
currently a
is
Warcry band.
Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
Here we have
Oh, Nighthaunt is coming as well. Okay.
They're
They
a
hadn't
very
forgotten.
popular, iconic faction within.
Very cool artwork.
multiple realms. They sort of
Yeah,
have
this
faces
Warcry
and
seems to have disappeared, doesn't it? But the Warcry warbands, it's
their spot as sort of beloved.
It's a small consolation, but I think it is really nice that they are appearing in these spearhead models, boxes, because they are some of the nicest models in the ranges at
I was
times.
talking to an avid Nighthaunt player about this yesterday, who was super excited because he's sort of in the know enough to know, for example, that
We've had 3 previews for the second year of AoS Battletomes. We had the Adenet Deepkin,
Some significant defense
Caradron Overlords, and yesterday the video for Blades of Khorne just dropped. Generally, those previews and the Battletomes really sound like they're shaking it up a little bit. I said in the preview, I'm a little bit sad that my AoS army was one of the first Battletomes off the press.
A 5 up or better, which is pretty solid.
yeah, perfect.
These new ones just seem so much better. So much better. There we go, rumour engines. 2 rumour engines, 3 rumour engines there maybe, on one model. What a waste.
It was something like a poison.
That's cool.
Or a maker of
Snake oil
like,
merchant of
yeah,
some
fake
sorts,
potions and curatives who deceives people and sort of let them down or led them to ruin. And Nagash is able to claim his soul because of his sort of malpractices, evil deeds.
Again, just completely fits that Nighthaunt vibe.
Reformed
Really crazy. I think you need to ghost him up a little bit more on the flesh and things.
arms on top of his spine. He's horrible.
But I like the
but
potions.
really
He's
fun.
going to be a debuff
Yeah, so he's got
unit.
some very fun
I
rules. So
guess.
basically you can see his rack of potions on his back there. And the way that that manifests in games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units. And you've got 2 options on how you do that. You can either just chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them, or you can concoct a very specific potion to do a specific
Now
job.
that's
The
fun.
effects of those can range from things like doing harm to the enemy unit, taking away some of their advantages, all the way through to things like stripping ward saves from enemy units.
Yeah,
So
that one.
That's very
it's
fun.
a really good little problem-solving unit, so you can go,
Yeah.
right, what enemy am I facing? What I'd really like against this is this specific bonus or this specific
Really
bonus
cool.
to the enemy unit, or just to do some damage. I
So
think,
far, this preview is one of the better ones.
Nighthaunt armies.
Absolutely. And as with the Flesh Eater Courts, there is a new spearhead for the Nighthaunt. This is the Cursed Shackle Horde.
I quite like it.
Just all the ghosts all the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded.
Yeah,
with
isn't that the Nighthaunt?
you'd want.
I really
You
like
get
the
Sun
riders.
Army,
The
Reinforced
riders
Army,
there,
or
the
Plague
back and then on the side. They're really cool
Yeah,
models.
Very cool. And obviously a great place to start a new Nighthaunt army.
Yeah,
Spearhead
absolutely.
is such a cool little
those
system, and
things
the
were
boxes
cool,
are all
but
really
there's a lot
cool.
of people here who have been holding onto their hats really patiently, hoping that we maybe, show them
More
something that
Votan.
they've never ever seen before.
That would certainly be cool.
Well, why don't we start with this?
It's not Chaos Dwarfs, it's Horns of Hashut. That bull mechanic, that mech thing is amazing. Oh, maybe it is dwarves. They are all dwarves, aren't they?
What an incredible
Wow.
reveal, Eddie! I know you're super excited.
I am very excited. This might be my new Age of Sigmar army. These are the Hellsmiths. Of
Yeah, they are all dwarves.
These
Hellsmiths
are,
of
effectively
Hashut.
the reincarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept.
So we have a
from
mortar,
Age of
we
Sigmar,
have a
an
giant
entirely redesigned and brand
bull
new
thing,
army, coming out
dreadnought
first in
thing.
an army set. Arriving alongside
New
the
terrain in the
so
back there as
army set
well, I
also
think.
serves as the spearhead force for the Hellsmiths. of Hashut.
Oh,
These models are
it's a pretty good
phenomenally
spearhead.
cool. The rules are great. The lore is great. I love absolutely everything about them. Let's dive into the miniatures.
I
and,
think first thing I want to say.
Wow.
is let's talk about like why they are these. When the time of chaos happened in the mortal realms, the Duardin, they retreated. They
What do we
survived
think?
their holds, or they took.
All right, it's an army set, so it's going to be a limited time
Well,
release.
not
It's going to be a
these
FOMO
guys,
But not
box
so the Zardron
for
the
6,
Chaos
8 weeks,
Duardin,
something like that.
known as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They instead turned to Hashut, an ancient and terrible Duardin deity who taught them the ways
Cool.
of hellsmithing.
Yeah.
So, and their whole culture is based around Hashut, the Bull Father. And we're going to see that sort of writ large across all of these models. Let's dive into
Wow.
the first thing that appears in this new army set. These are the Infernal Cohort with Hashutite spears. Say that fast if you can.
I mean,
They are
Hashutite is going to get
all
people in trouble, isn't it?
Hashut. they are an elite combat unit.
I love that they're still dwarven. They've got all the dwarven vibes. They're slightly thicker. They're armored.
Each of them's got like a glowing.
But they also have fangs. They've got like an orc-esque build.
Reconstituted
goblin.
Because that's how they roll.
So the Demon Legion
Wow.
invaded the various Duardin holds during the Age of Chaos. Some of them took over the holds, but where the Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those Demon Legions and decided to weaponize them into a fuel to power their war machines, their weapons, and their technology. So
Sure.
that green glow, as you say, is ground up demon juice that is powering the weapons of the Hellsmith.
Yeah, it's so.
They're going to be
things to talk about within this.
high points cost, very tanky units, aren't they?
You see,
Wow.
a musician, which is like this weird combination of the bare-chested Duardin and a Hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously
Hobgrot, okay, cool.
Standard bearer. It's a two-for kit. That's like internalism for this kit makes two different types of unit.
Cool,
and
very
you have them
nice.
with
I love
hashtag
kits that are
loads,
multi-purpose.
shorter ways of killing people. They have different profiles within the game.
Yeah, both very useful. The spears generally are your.
What do we
slightly more
think, chat?
offensive thing, so you get bonuses against enemy that's charging.
like.
Cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get.
I was
bonuses
saying how I
against
can see
enemy
myself
infantry and
allying in
tanks.
an army of renown
Both
for
effective
Blades of Khorne for my Dark Oath.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could definitely see allying in some of these if I can. I mean, they're both chaos, aren't they? So
just is a really interesting nod to sort of the Zardron culture, which is that's a ziggurat in the middle of that banner, right, with the Bullfather's rune above. They
Very
live in
cool.
Ziggurat cities, and each one is ruled by a war despot, as if by magic. Here is the war despot.
I thought you planned the whole thing.
This is my favourite model within this.
It's a great
army set.
hat.
It might be
got a
my
pistol
my
on the back
favourite
as
of the
well.
Hellsmiths.
Very strong.
It's just so good. Huge
Very
hat,
strong
big
model.
spikes. It's carrying an enormous warglaive, which is glowing. It's runes at the top, glowing with this sort of eldritch power.
What do we think of the preview so far? They keep
the war despots,
bringing the
they
really
have to
cool
roll
stuff.
through
I don't think we've had a bad model yet. I'll tell you if I don't like something. Don't think we've had a bad model yet.
Knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of the Hellsmiths. So they are.
I love how they're dwarven, but
Like
they're
any
still.
Duardin, they couldn't demand.
They've got that
loyalty from their
demony,
followers
chaosy,
unless they were able to
darker edge to
lead
them.
from the front,
Brilliant.
basically.
Design team
They're
have
not-
knocked
they're
out the
not
park.
cowardly,
Wow.
But they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their
Yeah,
armies
absolutely.
into battle proudly, but certainly not go for a fair
And
fight.
their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They plunder and take from the land, and they give nothing back. If they don't want it, they destroy it. They are like cruel in the extreme because that's how they survive
Chaos.
the time of chaos.
Brilliant.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's an
No.
interesting
There's
kind of
no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An interesting sub point. They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down and created like order from chaos. But in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah,
You're
so
just here for
also
kill team.
within
Yeah, that's
this
fair.
spearhead, is just this incredible centerpiece model, the Dominator engine. It's another kit that makes two things. So here you can see the immolation cannons. This is a enormous
That's the one. Yeah.
metal creation.
That's the
which is
one.
Animated and powered by this
Wow.
demon energy roiling inside it. Have a look at the sort of brazier in its belly. You can see the demonic eyes peering out as like the demonic
Wow.
torches.
I love the
It's-
flames on
give
these
it its
things.
power.
That kind of like
Age of Sigmar in the last
a beautiful sort of aesthetic.
2-3
This is
years,
both
I really think
incredibly
it's
cool
found its
aesthetic.
design
I'm looking forward to seeing
aesthetic.
what painters do with this, because
The
I
lore
don't
is
know
getting
what's
really
wonderful,
good.
but I think once this goes
But the
out,
design team, it feels like they've just let the design team off the leash and said, look, just go make cool fantasy models.
in game, this thing is an
Wow.
absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save.
You do love that guy, yeah. He's probably the star of the box.
It's really hard. The combat version can mulch entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of the stuff.
I
in the
like
Hellsmith
everything here.
Army,
Wow.
Their kind of army mechanic allows you to harness
New army, right? This is the army box.
bolster the power of it. And on
We're going to be getting more stuff. What's that going to look
We're
like?
still not done.
More
Also,
crazy
on
engines?
the spearhead, you'll find this. This is the Tormentor Bombard. the Chaos Dwarfs of old.
Yeah.
You cast your mind back if you're old enough.
I mean,
like
it's
me,
it's
to the world that was.
it's a Chaos
Dwarfs were
Dwarf cannon,
renowned for devastating
mortar
muscles,
cannon, isn't it?
that lobbed
It's
things
fine.
past
It's
the
not as good
battlefield.
as a giant mechanical
Constantly
bull.
reimagines the mortal realms with this just beautiful torment to bombard, raw demonic power hurled high into the air to come crashing down upon the enemy. It's deadly in the game.
Yeah, this is the war machine you use if you're being advanced on by multiple enemy units. So you can fire at a single enemy unit, and the units nearby also take damage. That's how devastating this is.
Wow.
Very long range. I think it's
They sound
30
very
meters.
strong.
Again, is very.
I hope they've not
very
made
good
them
at interesting.
overpowered.
I think the Hellsmiths of Hashut, between this and some of their other units, have claimed to being one of the most devastating shooting armies in the Mortal Realms.
Well, let's talk a bit more about that because I think we have the Death Shrieker rocket battery.
Cool.
Brilliant for just
Look at the Hobgrot as well.
the enemy's big impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is a monster.
Okay,
gun,
that's
right?
cool
So
as
where
well.
your
I
war
like that.
machine is the thing to take
I like
out
that a
lots of
lot.
Enemy infantry and kind of massed formations. This is your. They have one big monster that I want to be dead. You can fire this at them, and this with a fair,
Yep.
with decent rolls, will take out a monster in a single volley.
Yeah, you're
which is
firing
pretty good.
essentially a demon energy imbued bolt the size of 2 Dwarden, stood sort of head to toe. Yeah, it's grim. This launch set also includes a battle tome. It also includes all of the war scroll cards that you would want to have with your collection.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
The perfect jumping on point for an all-new Hellsmiths of Hashut army.
But that's not it.
But that's not it.
There's more.
Why don't we show you some more?
Let's do it. What was that steed? Wow. Wow.
If the launch box wasn't awesome enough, they will be followed.
There's
shortly
always
after
a launch
with
box and then
all
a
of those incredible
wave
models that
2
you
or a
just saw,
second set of releases.
rounding out the force into a really substantial and impressive Warhammer Age of Sigmar army.
Yeah, immediately out of the gate, you have almost a
Wow.
full army offer, basically, of stuff. And
Centaurs.
you start off with one of the classic
We
units
did
of
see
Warhammer returning.
a hind leg as well, didn't we?
Part of
And I
Warhammer
said I don't think
35
it's centaurs.
something like that.
I remember being
Shows you what I know.
Yes.
Wow, they look amazing.
13 or
In
14.
classic red with green bases back it was in the day. But this is a heavy cavalry unit. They are basically the experts at riding down enemy forces,
Wow.
crushing them under their hooves. They hit very hard. They're well armored. These are the sort of manifestation of the power of Hashut
absolutely.
in kind of form. The Duardin here have kind of warped to be more alike.
They're
to
cool.
their,
This is
ancient ancestors.
strong. This is a very strong
Earlier, I thought was really fun.
new army box.
Hashut
And
is
range,
really
really.
trampling the mortal realms underfoot.
Yeah.
Right, he's the Dwarden gods.
They're going to tie in with Kragnos,
Yeah,
aren't
so
they?
Stuck with the realm of
So
things.
there's loads of really great lore in the new Battle Tome, and one of the things that comes out is the idea that there were the ancestor gods of the Duardin, and Hashut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon, and he was given.
But
the
they are
name of Beast
chaos
and
though,
sort of
right?
felt that was almost like an insult.
Kragnos
That
isn't
wasn't
chaos.
So rather than trying to kind of be harmonious with it, he decided to just trample it flat. So all of his incarnation of beast power is in the form of trampling, in the form of kind of harnessing and subjugating nature.
Yeah, so let's look at the another sort of variation that this kit enables you to make, which are the Anointed Sentinels.
They're
These
cool.
are the most devoted towards Hashut of the Hellsmiths. They guard his holy
I think
place,
I
whatever a holy
prefer
place,
those.
Bull Father Hashut might look like. So they're much more defensive than the other Bull Centaurs, although by no means a passive unit. They're just really great at counter-punching. And when you consider how much of the force might be standing back and raining death on the enemy, very useful in their own right. You also get like a little interesting nod to that Hashutite culture sort of breathed into it through these.
Yeah,
Just
I love those.
taking it all in.
Might be my favorite.
Really
of the
nice.
range, those particular sculpts.
They key into that sort of classic imagery that we're used to from before, as does the next unit. He says, seamlessly segueing in. We'll see. So here's some variations, but we have the Infernal Razors. Now,
Blunderbusses,
these have
yeah.
got blunderbusses. And if you are long enough in the beard, you might remember.
I love
Skeleton
how
blunderbusses, from yesteryear.
They're like a cross between
Like
dwarf
Terra
and
of,
orc.
Warhammer
It's
Fantasy,
it's like
6th edition, I
two
think.
Yeah, it was
age-old well-known
These are,
fantasy
very
enemies
dangerous, shooting
that
units
have
in their own right.
been merged together to
Again,
create this
demonic
incredible
sort of,
design aesthetic.
demonic power to operate
Really
the
cool.
weapons. There's no gunpowder necessary here.
The design team have
And,
knocked it out the park
kit
with
has
these.
two options. So you have those, and you have the flame hurlers.
Flame haulers as well.
Which, I mean, they have
Hurlers.
flames. There's not much more explanation particularly required.
Yeah, two really powerful units. The blunderbusses, not much to choose between them really. They both do a great job. The blunderbusses have got a little bit more range on them. The flame hurlers can
Go
fire while
flamethrower.
you're in combat, which is really
All the
handy.
time.
So even if the enemy manages to reach you, you can still sort of set them on fire. But the thing that
Very
really
cool.
makes them is that through the army rule mechanic, you can power them up and power up the demonic energy inside their guns, which basically increases the rend on the guns. You can get these things up to rend 3, doing multiple
No,
damage,
that's
which is
gross.
absolutely horrific.
That's
So
gross.
If the enemy is like charging your big unit of infernal razors, and you get like a decent round of shooting against it, you can wipe out things like heavy cavalry and whole units of armored infantry and stuff like
That's
that.
worrying
They
for
are very, very
balance
good.
purposes.
Everything we've shown you really is quite elite and high.
Yeah.
value.
Get ready for the other end of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spectrum.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the the wheels of the enemy, so to speak? Good news.
Okay, cool.
There is a genial relationship between the Hellsmiths of Hashut and the Hobgrots, who sort of bolster their ranks. Hobgrots are also really into doing awful things and desecrating the world.
They are a really nice take on the Hobgrots that you see. This is it the Slitter Boys?
Radron culture. In exchange for better weapons than they could like forage for themselves, they get to join the army and whack stuff. They fill a really interesting.
They're
niche.
pretty
They
cool.
are faster than the Hellsmiths, and they can scout. Right.
They absolutely can. So the way these guys are going to fit
They're
into
pretty
an army,
cool.
most of your force is going to be very good at shooting, but relatively slow. So you're going to be moving on to the objectives late game. But these can scout, as you say, so you can kind of push them forward early in the game, grab those objectives.
You love a
just
20-man
hit under the
box?
feet of
Yeah.
enemy units. They will absolutely.
Yeah, there's
use
something
things like
special about it,
trying to
isn't
pick
there?
a charge from something, so you
Good
can
old
set all your
days.
other units up for an amazing round of shooting, or to charge them with bull centaurs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely want some of these in your force. We've
Yeah.
obviously seen Hobgrots before.
I like them.
In the kind of Cruel Boys force, but these are armored and equipped by the Hellsmiths themselves, so they've got slightly better armor maybe than the ones that don't
none of
have
that
them.
sort of eldritch power in the weapons, though. Not for these guys.
Oh no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon stuff.
So let's look at some of the extra sort of heroes that join.
Demon Smith, that's good. Oh, that's the tease that we got, isn't it?
Who do the hellsmithing?
Yeah,
I
okay.
suppose it's fair to say.
Cool, very nice.
And,
And it obviously has a
as well,
book.
There's some real sort of hints as to who he is. Obviously a wizard. He's got that demonic power sort of coming out of his hand. He's got his tome, looks like it's sort of etched in. I don't know
There's
what
a-
stone
there
it
is a very orky
Yeah,
edge to them,
exactly,
isn't there?
With like vile runes. I think his lectern is animated. In a nutshell, they
How
are.
good is that paint scheme though?
it's
Whoever painted that in their
Yeah.
metal team, well done.
Yeah,
Well
Really
done.
nice.
It's just stunning. They fill a particular function because they're the ones that enable all of the sort of the hellsmithing. to
Yeah,
take
they
place.
allow the kind of army to work. In game terms, they do a particularly useful thing, as well as being a wizard, which is obviously great. They can heal your war machines as well. So if you've got any of those
Nice.
big infernal engines,
Tech
that you've got
Marine-esque.
cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back.
Very cool.
Yeah. This kit has another option in it. It also makes an Ashen Elder. We showed
Oh,
you the
wow.
Anointed Centaurs, who are the ones who guard the holy sites. This is the person doing the rituals inside the holy sites.
He's crazy.
And you can see that petrification has started to happen to his skin. The older a Hellsmith gets, the more they start. to
Hobgrots
become
are, yeah, they are
like,
such a good base for a fantasy army.
If
Yeah.
they're very powerful, if they have the right magic.
They had that
available
hold
to
it
them.
similar
away a
kind of
little
style
bit,
with the
yeah.
Skaven,
But Doom
whatever
a
the
couple of really interesting things. I like his
bog
style.
standard Skaven infantry vibe is as well.
Beautiful.
Again, those sculpts were incredible.
But you had a
But the
fascinating
Hobgrots
one,
just
Hammer.
have
Yeah,
that
so there's lots
extra
of things that
traditional
are really
fantasy
fantastic.
vibe over the Ratman thing.
For hammer particularly, there's not a lot of hammers.
This
in
is a
the
really,
Hellsmiths of the show.
really
One of the reasons
solid
is that hammers are
army,
actually
brand new
a slightly
army.
profane symbol to the Hellsmiths because they remind them of the other dwarven ancestor gods, which really like hammers. But this particular hammer is blessed in the blood of other Duardin priests. So he would have like found a runesmith or something, or one of the Karajan priests or something,
Yeah.
and then slain them in a sacrifice and blessed the
This
hammer
is
in
cool.
that blood. So that's why he's the one with the hammer when no other.
I really
hammer-
like the
Fire Slayer player, a Caradron
customizable
player.
kits as
Pick on
well.
this guy the
Oh,
most, right?
the Karajons and the Fire Slayers really do not get on with the Hellsmiths. Like there is a lot. They've got beef. Basically,
Yeah,
with
absolutely
with
so.
them.
Yeah, you'd expect
there's
it.
also another character we should talk about. This is Urak
Oh, look
Tar.
at that.
He's
Wow.
the first demon smith. back in that ancient time.
His staff did have a beard of evil smoke,
needed
yes.
To learn to survive.
I mean, look at the
learn
spell
to
effects
focus
coming
on
off that as well.
smithing
It's
from Hashut. He is
this is like
truly
1980s fantasy
powerful. You can see how that
brought into
manifests,
plastic.
the petrification
This
on
is
his
so
back, like
cool.
Deep trenches of like rock
I
starting to form
adore
on his
that
flesh,
model.
horns erupting from his skull.
That is insane.
mounted on an enormous infernal. My brain's just gone blank. Infernal Taurus, just centerpiece written all over him. Incredible spot within the lore.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, very, very cool miniature. It's a 2-for-1
Wow.
kit as well, which is
Yeah.
really cool. It also makes your Demon Smith on Infernal Taurus.
That's cool. It's not quite as cool, but that's cool. I like the green though.
I can't wait to see what painters do with this kit, particularly.
Yeah.
Because it is
Yeah.
just asking for a beautiful color scheme. You can imagine this in like beautiful non-metallics or glowing runes or
the glowing
kind of petrified rock or something else.
Yeah,
But,
cool. Very
again,
cool.
that kind of manifestation of Hashut as never deciding to use the natural materials, right? It's always going to be industrial in some way, or made out of iron or metal or stone or something like that.
And the only wood on the base is like burned
Burnt
through
to
it.
cinder.
it's
Yeah,
so
you,
good.
you can imagine him walking through a forest of just like that.
Yeah, should we take a look at some of the models in the flesh? We've got them here in the room with us, and
Yeah.
we can give you
I've
some
got-
sort
I've
of
got
a sense
ourselves
of
a
it.
See why this is going to be
It's looking good.
90 minutes, can't you?
Here is my personal.
Look how
favourite,
small the
Lord
Hobgrot
Despot.
is.
You can see he's a very chunky looking Duard, and if I stick this infernal razor next to him, you get a sense of.
Wow, they are big,
Real life Harley
thick
camera, they're perfect.
models.
You can see like bigger in stature, more powerful. Moving along, you have the Demon Smith and the Ashen Elder. Teeny tiny little Hobgrot on the end of the line. Really quite sort of scrawny, just perfect for subverting to your will and getting
The
through your
same,
daily work.
just for kind of scale purposes, that's the same.
Really, really
size, more or
nice.
less as the Hobgrots that currently exist in the Cruel Boys range, so you get an idea
absolutely.
of the size. Much larger. We have the
centaurs are
full
cool.
centaur there, so you can see that the power of Hashut sort of coursing through that guy. This is a fairly.
I do quite like that they
large,
show the stuff
cavalry
off.
there. It's like on a scale with some of the kind of I guess like Agrodon sort of size, that kind of.
Yeah, he's
Like they went through a phase of not actually
but
showing any
also
models or kits or anything.
Here we go. Just
Even beefier. you
Yeah,
could say.
That's cool. That is a really
This-
cool model.
This is such a cool model. I think you can have a few of these in your army as well. There's a few different options for kind of heads and things. So I certainly expect to see
Cool.
a few of these.
Customization stuff, very important.
Yeah, let's get one of those
and
in.
then
Right,
we'll
so
get to the main event. So if I squeeze some of these
we'll
guys
run out of
the way,
space. There's too much stuff in this release. It doesn't all fit on the table.
I don't think anybody will be complaining.
So that is the two mortars.
There we go. So you can see the two war machines.
Again, these have got like really lovely little dioramas on the back. So you've got.
They just
multiple
remind me of the
characters
Imperial
with
Guard
different roles,
encampment
different
guns.
artillery piece, like
Yeah, absolutely.
funneling
But
the demonic
fantasy.
power into the engine or stoking the furnace and that sort of thing. A little bit like the Leagues of Votan artillery.
Very scenic as well. There's quite a little story
Yeah,
going
let's
on.
bring in
Each
Raktar, shall we?
each gun is like a little narrative
Out.
element.
So I mean, this is a
Yes.
fairly big model.
Towers above even the Dominator engine.
There we go.
Just exceptional.
Yeah.
There'll be loads more pictures of this on warhammercommunity.com. And you can
Stunning.
see it all in more detail. There's probably some bits of
Absolutely
information that we left
stunning.
out. We need to move on.
Yeah, we need to get
Right.
That was
Before
very
I do,
cool. Very
before
cool.
I do, one more thing. I'm aware that lots of people in the chat might be keen to know about Warcry and whether or not Warcry is relevant here. The Warhammer Studio team are going to publish rules for using Hellsmiths of Hashut for Warcry when they release.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled on the Warhammer.
Warcry
website.
isn't
There's a
dead.
free download that lets you try out some of the
It's
Hellsmith.
not a game that they
in Warcry in your games.
Yeah,
make
so not
models
only
for
will they
anymore,
roll the army
apparently.
from Warhammer Age of Sigmar, they will also feature as an entire new faction in Warcry as well.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
also,
Does that mean we're getting new
Yes,
Warcry?
It would be nice if we segued seamlessly into the Warhammer
try it.
Underworlds. So welcome to Spike. This is an expansion
Okay,
for
cool.
Warhammer Underworlds.
Cool.
It's the scene is essentially you're in the Spike Wood.
It's
You
yeah.
have
That
a
was on the
Hellsmith
image as well, wasn't it? The wood elf
war
thing.
band fighting against the Kenothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between.
So this is going to be
the
like
Hellsmiths, who
effectively
are all
season
about,
2,
like, as we say, trampling nature underfoot, and the Sylvaneth, who are all about
moving
protecting
away
nature.
from
The Kenothi are
Emberguard.
particularly kind of warlike.
Emberguard is still going to be a
aspect of
thing,
that.
and all of those
About
war bands will
Turn
still be a thing.
off, so they will defend the wild places of the mortal realms.
Yeah, so here you can see the two warbands. So this is an
They are
expansion
really
into,
cool.
say,
Both of them are really cool.
And you have the Hellsmiths, you have the Kenothi. The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit. Bottom left-hand corner, you have a War Despot. Her army advancing into the Spikewood has suffered a strategic reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting.
We're obviously not getting a Warcry box.
Other warband.
Yeah, and you've got some great archetypes in the mix there as well.
Chaos Votan Kit
Bash.
Bashes. Yes.
He does.
Yes,
And
I'm
again,
completely
if you've been
with you on
playing
that
for
one.
a very long time. You may remember Hobgoblins from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and there was a unit called Throat Cutters, I think it was, or Throat Slitters.
Throat Slitters. I know Throat Slitters.
Basically a homage to those.
It's really lovely.
It's really lovely to see.
Yeah, they've got.
That's a really nice.
Reflects that sort of.
Are they warbands in Underworld?
Landscape, just for the joy of it, sort of mentality.
Obviously, a lot of support coming for the.
Well, there we go.
The shut whatever's.
There's 3 of them in the.
They're cool as well. Again, very solid fantasy vibes.
The thing to point out with them in terms of like their rules and how they play is that they're very defensive, because they're holding what they've got. They're not interested in stealing other people's stuff. They just want to protect their woods. And so while they're in that
really nice
board, if you're an Underworlds player, you'll be familiar with the sort of mechanic. They're better, so they're better at defending their own objectives.
So it's quite an interesting warband then, because
I do like seeing bows as well. We don't get enough bows in Age of Sigmar.
Defensive.
Yeah, so
love a good archer model
in different areas in your own area. And
I love these miniatures. I think we've
both,
seen Kenothi in
both
before, and this is
warbands. What I'm going with.
I think this is a phenomenally
really nicely detailed, looking really good.
Disturbed by their gemstones glowing
you said
in
that
their
you don't like the glowing belly buttons.
Yeah, about it, man.
I dig it.
It's a bit weird.
I'm here for glowing belly buttons.
So there we go. Awesome stuff also for Warhammer Underworlds.
Wow, nice.
What an awesome set of releases for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
And 10 years of Warhammer
That's
Age of
a really
Sigmar
fair
as well.
point, yeah. 10 years ago this month, we saw the arrival of the Mortal Realms, the birth of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And we're going to be sort of showing over the coming year a whole bunch of interesting things to do with the Mortal Realms. So if you enjoy Warhammer Age of Sigmar, you're in for a good time.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
The Hellsmiths a long time to get here, isn't it?
Yeah,
but then they are only movement 4. So
Rappers, respectively.
This is another
in fact, 5 more things to talk
box
about.
of.
And we're already getting
the crab's back.
Sign.
I don't like these boxes because they're forcing you to buy models that you don't necessarily want all of them.
Warbands, each box also synergizes with a particular faction. So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow.
Yeah, I don't know if the older ones are going to go away. They shouldn't.
Grand Alliance, I should say. This is the Death one.
The Death one's pretty cool.
These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos Warbands. And we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to. The Gits and Goliaths, the Destruction Warbands.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have a look
Anybody who plays
at those closer, probably in the WarCom section of this stream.
They home into a different part of the Mortal Realm setting, and you get 4 in a box. It's delightful. To play with them, you would need to pick up this, which is the Warbands of Spikewood. It contains all the cards and everything that you want. So whether you fancy playing with them,
if you already have those models, you just need the cards. That's a good thing. I'm happy with that.
Into Warhammer Age of Sigmar,
yeah.
Or just having some different hobby experiences. There's 16
Yeah.
opportunities in 4 boxes.
There are, every one of those boxes is all killer, no filler. There are some beautiful miniatures in there, including the crab.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think we actually are.
They are some really nice models.
At the end of the Mortal Realms,
it would be a good time to check in on Question Corner and see if there are in fact any questions.
Yeah, there's loads. People are very, very excited to hear about the Hellsmiths joining Warcry. That'd be really cool.
Fantastic. We're really pleased because we want them to be able to play with them and enjoy them.
Yeah, and of course the range is stunning, so people are.
So when are they going to be coming out then?
So
Hot on the heels of Heresy 3.0, or do we think there's going to be a bit of a lull? And they'll come out, I'll go for pre-order end of August. Because that's the next big thing, right? This new army box.
Should have a slightly interesting relationship with several factions in the Mortal Realms. They are definitely in the Chaos Grand Alliance. So despite what they themselves,
I might be able to use them.
They probably are corrupted by Chaos at least a little bit.
You don't get to play with that much demon power.
No, I mean you have tusks growing out of your face and horns growing out, and
you're turning to stone.
Yeah, I mean something's got a little bit demonic there. But they would consider themselves as kind of champions of order, but they are in the Chaos Grand Alliance. They also trade with the various forces of Chaos. So perhaps Chaos warlords and things would go to their ziggurats and be served with like weapons that they forged in exchange for bounty that is collected across the realms. They also have a kind of symbiotic relationship with the Hobgrots and have traded with like the Cruel Boys and things like that. But they are Chaos Grand Alliance.
Nice, nice. So how does Hachette fit in with the Chaos Pantheon? Does he want
Really,
to become one?
really badly.
Yeah, it does not play well with others as a recurring theme, really.
So he is part of the pantheon of the Dwarven gods, right? But he feels ostracized. They understandably want to ostracize him. So the Hellsmiths kind of vilely resent the other Dwarven gods. It's a very fractious relationship.
It is cool.
Which is why
It is nice that they're bringing in.
between them.
Hachette has been around for a while. The lore and the nods to Hachette.
To our next session,
It's nice that they're
which we will
fleshing
do.
that out a little bit more.
The
That's
timeline
cool.
of the Horus Heresy.
Let's do it.
So there are a multitude of great releases.
This is the
coming
bit where you go
through.
put the kettle on, make a cup of
There
tea,
are
cup of
all
coffee.
tanks. So if you're a
So many
treadhead,
tanks.
settle
So
in.
many
I
We'll take
probably
you on
shouldn't
a
be
tour.
as cruel to Legions
Several boxes
Imperialis
of
as I am.
plastic kits. That
They
make
are
some
nice
really
models. They're
cool
very nicely detailed,
on-screen
miniature
action,
scale.
Roman and Scorpius set. It's 8
Heresy
of
stuff.
those, 4 of
It's
each.
just
And so if you want to just rain death on the
doesn't
enemy,
interest me,
avoid
sadly.
that cover, this really is a wonderful way to do it. Built on that famous Rhino chassis, as is the Vindicator Siege Tank Squadron. Essentially, what's the biggest gun you can stick on a Rhino? Oh, it appears to be a gun with a breech
What
big
if
enough
I
to
want?
stuff a
I
whole
want an
Space
even
Marine in
bigger
it.
gun, though, Adam. I want a bigger gun.
You want to do a heavier siege
I want a
than
heavier
that.
siege gun than that.
Well, I've got some very good news
Oh, that's
for you.
it. That's exactly it.
The Typhon Heavy Siege Tank Squadron is on the way. It's even bigger and more dangerous than the Vindicator.
I've seen tiny rhinos before. Yeah.
The flamer just warming things up and
Yeah, tiny guns on tiny rhinos. It's not that exciting, is
By
it?
the time you've been shot by that
I like
siege
to
gun, how
imagine
much of a flamethrower do you really
I
need?
imagine he's just like baking off what's left, you know,
Maybe,
like drive
yeah,
through, and he's
maybe.
like, you're getting some, and you're getting some.
Whoever's painted them, I will
if you want
give
to blow
them
things up from further away,
the amazing
maybe
amount of
there's,
detail that they've got on there. I couldn't paint anything that small.
The Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer Squadron. These are firing turbo lasers. That guy's offering you a fist bump. It is a wonderful time to be driving tanks over the enemy.
Yeah, some debate in the office as to whether it's
Tanks,
heavy
more
tank
tanks.
destroyer.
I feel like that was a
tank
a
destroyer.
meme
Exactly.
in
Let us
Heresy
know in the chat which
2.0
one you
era.
think.
Do you think it's a heavy tank for destroying or a tank for destroying heavy things? Answers.
Possibly
in the chat.
both. Possibly.
The heaviest.
The
of all
Mastodons
tanks,
are beautiful,
it's
though.
So heavy, it's
Such a
super
cool looking
heavy. It's
tank.
The Mastodon assault transport.
That's cool.
What if
They
you wanted
actually
to
look
pack
really
those
cool.
Into a tank, drive it across the battlefield, open your gates, and charge into an enemy stronghold. Having leveled the walls with a melter array, then this is the way for you to do so. It's even got its own anti-aircraft system on the top, and the pilot of that is off.
That looks really cool.
Bump as well. I imagine he gets on great with the other guy.
It's sort
Really,
of a,
really cool model.
30,000 equivalent of a
I
siege
wish
tower.
that
I love it.
they weren't legends, and I wish they weren't resin. If they were plastic, I'd be very tempted to pick one up.
It's beautiful.
Like a
It's
proper
still
one, a
beautiful.
full-size
It's
one.
full scale. It's just little. So those kits, like loads and loads of tanks. Are
Liber
Strategia.
Strategia.
All of the rules for all of the units in Legions Imperialis.
It's a new season, isn't it? It's a new rulebook. Have at it.
A thing that combines all of the rules and puts them in one place. If you've got a copy of the core rulebook and got a copy of this, you are ready to rock and roll, along with a whole bunch of other rules content. There's too much to go into here and now, but have a look in the article that's going to be on Warhammer Community, and we'll talk more about it closer to the launch.
And
What if you really
objectives.
like the letters A through F, and you want
love
to
them.
mark objectives and or token effects? We're releasing a really just useful set of token markers for you.
They
to
look
use.
very Heresy.
I find these sort of things very useful for
And
reminding me what
data cards. Cool. Data cards are good.
formation and data sheets you need for your Legion.
I think we're seeing Games Workshop going this way and having peripherals that you can have all the information on. As long as they don't keep changing the information on the data, like data slates, data scrolls and things, it's a nice little thing to have.
Now compiled a lot of stuff together. Into
I do like a physical card.
A friend who's super into it, and he was asking me about like how he gets all of his rules together. And I just had to sit there quietly, knowing that this was around the corner.
Wouldn't that be great if they're all in one book?
Yeah, your prayers have been answered. There's more stuff.
No, they don't want to talk about it much, do they?
We teased these in
Custodes.
Saturnine preview, but we have the Mark II Assault Squad. So I think
Yeah.
we showed one before,
We
didn't
did, yeah. I absolutely love these. So this
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a new
Mark
reveal.
II Assault
Rule
Marine
support does look
Squad is
good.
kind of one of the more
They are
brutal
really.
of the very
They need to start doing more digital rules and more
These
apps.
guys have ramped that
But
up.
they are doing really well with generally all of their game systems and the extra rules bits to keep you able to play the game.
The coolest of them.
So I will give them credit for that.
Axe, which is
They do need to modernise.
upgrade to the chainsword that comes normally with your assault.
They look cool.
Yeah. and
The
so
breach,
because
the
loads of
assault
chain
squad look
axes,
really
it
cool.
Even has heavy chain axes for extra clout. Think of them as slightly slower than chain axes, but they have a more
Chainswords,
dangerous.
yeah.
Sorry, chainswords, but they have a more dangerous effect. Absolutely. There are points free alternative. So if you buy these, it's just a straight points.
They are just nice jump packs as well, aren't they? The older style jump pack.
That classic chainsword loadout.
2 turbines strapped on a guy's back,
The arms with
firing him across the battlefield.
Or you can just get them from the up.
Shields as well. That's a nice paint scheme on the shield. Wow.
There's some great different options in there as well. You've got a couple of heavy chain axes too, which is another upgrade you can put onto some of the models. The Sergeant's got the option for some...
Looks like a nice kit.
Weapons. And as you can see with the Salamander on the screen there as well, you can also equip them with combat shields. So loads of different things you can choose.
Very cool.
With. I would imagine we're also going to see some of these converted with all the different Space Marine kits. One of the lovely things about the Horus Heresy is that so many of the kits are really interchangeable with each other, so you can take bits and heads and arms and weapons and stuff and really create it.
I really like the breastplate on these. That high gorget looks fantastic. They're just fantastic looking models. Well done them.
Yeah, Mark II is a really nice armor
There's
style.
as well. We previewed
The next Tactica, I thought that might be coming.
Journal Tactical, which is
Forges of
available to
Saturn.
order right now. In fact, all of Saturnine is available to order right now. There's a new Journal Tactical on the horizon. It's called the Forges of Saturn, and this is really all
Nice.
about Vulcan's gift.
I'm interested to see how these go. They're obviously focusing on the Saturnine stuff first.
On all of those.
I'm interested to see how all this stuff goes down with the Horus Heresy community.
Yeah, there's loads of great new options in this book, particularly allowing you to do more stuff with your Saturnine miniatures. So there are different, basically, things that you can do to your Saturnine miniatures using other kits, mixing kits together to create new units. So this is a really great example.
Okay, that's
These are
cool.
Saturnine command squads, and what you've got here is a unit that's taken bits from the command squad sprues and also some spare bits from someone who's built a Saturnine Praetor with his axe. You get the hammer spare. You can now give it to characters in your Saturnine command squad and basically make them into a champion.
This
that you can have in
granular
to make one of your
ability
Saturnine
to do
miniatures
stuff
a
is
Saturnine
really
Centurion.
cool.
That's the Thousand Suns guy on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have 2 tiers. of
Everything I hear about Heresy, outside of
effectively unlocks the ability to have
the
an entire Saturnine
leaks and all of the stuff, the negativity that kicked off from the leaks,
Journal Tactica is
outside of that, and I've detailed my thoughts in a video.
obviously to use it.
You could agree or disagree, it's not chat here really.
That really plays into
But
how-
everything I'm hearing from them, take it with a huge pinch of
there's all
salt.
sorts of things, not just
Everything I'm hearing about how you can build, kit bash, customize,
So
just make your army how you want to make it,
as we get closer,
and how narrative it sounds, all sings to me.
sort of embrace
It's
it.
very
So
worrying.
Thousand Suns
I'm very
are
tempted.
intended to some
Very
extent to kind of
tempted.
Put all of their psychic pilots inside them.
The
Word Bearers immediately crammed it full of demons just to see what would happen. But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognized the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place for it in their legions.
That's cool.
perfect. Right. We're
Custom
still not
Saturnine
quite
stuff.
done in this sort of area of the timeline. I am super
Custodes.
excited to be able to announce today on behalf of the Black Library that there is
Wow.
a new mega series on the way. This is the Scouring. This is book 1 called
We knew
Ashes
it was
of Imperium,
coming.
and this kicks off a multi-book, multi-author mega series set in the Ashes
Can we
of
get
Imperium. It's
a
the
mega
first ever
series
title.
that actually
Warhammer
pushes
is
the
then
40k story onwards instead of random bits of stuff all over the place?
The forces of
Please.
the traitor legions are in full retreat. What happens?
Maybe
next?
I'll get into the Heresy though.
Series
Maybe with
begins
3.0 I'm going to
essentially
start picking up the
at that
books.
premise. And here we have a very
Chris
understandable
Ray
company
doing
making
Ashes of the
a
Imperium,
battered and
start of the
damaged
Scouring
Rogue
series,
Dawn and,
which will probably run for the next 15 years, and you'll get 70,000 books.
And as you can see, they're at loggerheads already. Black Library are super excited for us to be announcing this today because this is the culmination of a lot of
I think we've
work
been
and
waiting
effort
for this series to be announced for a couple of years now.
battle of writers and creatives that have been plotting out a multi-book series, which we're going to see play out over.
It's good. I mean, it's good that they're fleshing this out. We know the certain beats, but if they put different twists and things on it, like they did with
Absolutely.
Through this.
Siege of Terror and like the 3 End of the Death 1, 2, and 3.
To enjoy it, I promise you, spoiler free.
I think that this could be a really interesting read actually,
with the
but
Legions Astartes, right? They
it's just not the time period I'm invested in right now.
Brothers have They've ruined the work of the Great Crusade. The Imperium is in tatters. What is the place for the Space Marine legions in the wake of this catastrophe? For the traitor legions, the second of these sort of perspectives, the War Master is dead. Their whole purpose for doing this has now failed. The Chaos Gods withdraw some of their power. So suddenly they thought they were onto a good thing, and now they're relatively alone and at sea. How do they survive? How do they regroup? The third group is, in my opinion, maybe the most compelling, which is what of humanity, right? They've just watched these demigods wage war across the Imperium, ruin everything, destroy the Emperor's great works. The Emperor is mortally wounded. How do they respond? How does humanity rally, and how does it perceive the place of the Space Marine legions that remain?
Absolutely, and I think
Interesting ideas, though.
Absolutely, you can treat this as a self-contained series.
Oh yeah.
If you have read all of the Horus Heresy from Horus Rising all the way through the full novel series, and then gone through the Siege of Terror, first of all, very well done. There's a lot of books to read, some great stories in there. But if you are new to the Horus Heresy and kind of the setting and the era, you can absolutely just jump in with Ashes of the Imperium and treat Scouring as a series in its own right.
Yeah, I have to give a little bit.
That's more interesting to me then.
Author chosen for this first book.
If I can just jump in here, because I have the general strokes of
library novels. If you've never read a Chris Ray book and you just want to dip your toes in
the Horus Heresy and the Crusade and Abaddon, Horus kicking off and all of that stuff. It's what happens after that I find more interesting. So maybe this is a series I get into, and then I can dip in and out of the previous stuff.
Be a fun way to sort of whet your
Yeah, okay, I'm warming up to this.
As we approach the release of this, we're going to have a full-length interview with Chris talking about Ashes of the Imperium and
Cool,
all
good.
of the care and consideration that's gone into it and the narrative that unfolds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think
That was awesome.
Good.
I really am super excited.
I'm glad that they've announced it. I feel like we've been waiting a long time for
we're
that.
not even close.
We
We're not even
promised
close.
that we would return to the grim darkness of the
Right, we're almost at
Millennium, and
90 minutes.
now
We're going back into Kill Team.
5 new Space Marine heroes for
5 new Space Marine heroes.
chapters.
Right, this is Vulcan
Hestan.
So this is a model returning that has previously
Wow, he
been
looks
metal
cool.
and resin and is now in plastic. Vulcan Hestan.
I've always loved his gauntlet.
famed hero
What a cool
of the
model.
Salamander's chapter, and his particular mission is to scour
Finally
the galaxy
in
looking
plastic.
for the relics left by his Primarch, the namesake Vulcan. He wears some of those relics himself.
Wow.
He is equipped with an
Strong.
artificial suit of armor. He is carrying a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan that crackles with magma fire.
That spear
and
is amazing as well.
He's also walking through flames, just in case you weren't sure he was as cool as he can be. He's just walking through the fire there as well.
Yeah,
he is
very
probably
cool.
the most iconic salamander
Very
character that
cool.
exists in Warhammer 40,000.
How are they going to release these? Are they going to be individual releases or are they going to be in army boxes?
You can have helmeted or unhelmeted. And
Health and safety first.
both of them look very, very cool indeed. He is only one of the 5 new Space Marine
Yeah,
characters. on the
next
way.
up we have a very iconic
Lysander, we knew this was coming. That must be the rumour engine shield then.
Lysander first.
It's not a Custody Dreadnought.
I probably should say of the Imperial Fists chapter.
I love the older
He's been
style of armour though.
in the
Vulcan Hestan had it, and then we've got that with the Terminator plate there as well.
time
Yeah,
in,
the same scale as the one.
yeah,
Nice looking model. Shame about the
He is
colour. Nice
a
looking model.
substantial man in that armor. He has an enormous storm shield.
Wow.
He's carrying that incredible looking
That
thunder
might be the
hammer.
best storm.
Even with such a big tactical rock, it's a nice looking pose.
The Lion might argue with you, but we're talking top 3, right? Yeah, everything you'd expect from this iconic hero of
Nice.
the Imperial Fists chapter.
Nice to see a helmeted option in there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking the.
If you don't want to paint a face, and sometimes you just want to get him on the battlefield nice and fast. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yellow, I don't know, I might find it easy to paint the flesh, to be honest. He is not the only. There are 5 of them altogether. So next up, we have Kanok Var, a new character for the Iron Hands.
Oh, okay, so
This
it's
is,
not.
the
I was wrong.
captain of
That was a rumour engine.
Yeah, the equivalent to your. Kind
I think that's a rumour engine as well.
Again, a Terminator in the same scale.
Yeah.
As, the recent,
Cool.
Terminator
older
kit.
style armour. I
Really
love how
lovely features on him.
individual he
Kind of
looks.
Iron Hands lore. You've got
Very
lots of,
Iron Handsy.
nods
Yeah,
towards
really
his,
nice.
Technological know-how.
Really
and
nice.
alliance with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yeah, he's got sort of servo skulls attached by.
I still think the kill team is going to be Deathwatch. Because haven't the Deathwatch veterans kit, the plastic kit, disappeared?
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph
Yeah.
of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege.
And
or
I
something.
think my
Yeah,
favourite
Kill Team,
is actually
my money's on
the
Death
Bible,
Watch.
which is shaped after a Tetsubo, not a weapon I'm used to seeing, and it just really works on this guy. Sort of straightforward, practical, extreme.
I like him. For a Terminator model, he's cool. I know he's very
And
individual
people, this will be
to his
the
chapter.
Sort of,
This one's cool, guys.
the model
He's
which
cool.
Fires your imagination. The Raven Guard have a new chapter master.
absolutely
Aethon
love this
Shan,
guy.
a new
So
chapter
the new
master.
chapter
That was a
master,
rumor engine as
you might be
well.
Saying, Eddie, they already have a chapter master. What happened to Shrike? Shrike has
Shrike
led the
wasn't
Raven Guard
chapter
for
master, was he?
years, but has decided actually his place is better in the shadows as the captain. Of
I
stealth
really
squad,
like
and
the
he has led
pose.
Aethon Shan to
Oh,
lead
you get a
the
hooded
Raven Guard
option.
as their figurehead.
Oh, that's a nice
Which is
pose.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Very
And
recently
a
had
really
Raven
cool jump
Vanguard
pack.
released. I think only this last weekend, and this continues the tradition of having just an absolutely phenomenally cool looking chapter master miniature.
That's a really cool,
Sort of the imagery of the
really
Raven
cool
Guard
model.
chapter that you'd expect to see. There's those sort of tassels that sort of dangle from him with the sort of secret runic script of.
I think the tassels were a rumor engine as well.
Look at those
and
claws.
He's got 3 head options. Aethon Shan is a really
Really cool.
tremendous centerpiece model. And
Wow,
I
I
think the Raven Guard fans out there
would enjoy building and potentially kit bashing that.
he presents.
That's incredible.
And there's one more. Subodin
Khan on a bike.
is the
Finally.
first captain of the White Scars chapter.
I think that was a rumor engine as well.
On this just
What a
mighty
cool looking jet bike. That's what they should have done instead of the Outrider nonsense.
Gatling cannon.
That's what they should have done.
He's
Wow, what a model. And the
perfect embodiment of that White Scars hero
power
huntsman archetype.
Yeah,
spear
it's very,
thing.
Very cool. There's all sorts of beautiful Chigorian details on him there. You can see the kind of
Wow.
pattern on the front of the jet bike is very reminiscent. of
Look
some
how
of
good
the
he looks
Heresy era
compared to the
designs with red
nonsense that
buttons.
is the Outriders next to
We've
him.
got the model with us in a second. We'll have a kind of look at it. But
Wow.
there's some beautiful.
And that's another
design.
rumor
You've
engine.
got kind of Chigorian shields and sheaths and decapitated.
The back of that
heads
is the
and
rumor
stuff like
engine.
that. It is just the most White Scars looking thing you've ever seen. It fits beautifully in.
Wow.
Lots of
Are we
outliners
also
and
going to
plastics.
get a captain on jet bike
Gonna
or captain
put
on
quite a
bike?
long wait for the White Scars.
model as well?
Carrying on a bike,
The
and
characters
it's
have
well worth
traditionally
it.
had to walk, haven't they? So not anymore. Really beautiful.
He's so cool. He's
How do I get my hands
incredible.
on these? You say there's some questions to answer there. There's a series
Oh, they're
of
in combat
patrols
patrols.
coming out. Listen carefully. One piece of nuance to this. Subodin Khan is in the White Scars combat patrol. You see it here. It's 3 Outrider bikes, an Intercessor Assault Squad.
The Outrider bikes are still push fit as well. It's just a nonsense kit.
He will be available separately not that long after the release of this combat patrol.
He is coming out on his
He's the only
own.
one of
Good.
these new heroes that comes inside a combat patrol. The others are.
It's a good looking combat patrol though.
Combat patrols that come out with them. So you have an Imperial Fist combat patrol, just full of heavily armored.
That's
Imperial
another
Fists.
good
You've
combat
got,
patrol.
Terminators and a command group, and it just
Company heroes,
Next
5
up,
Terminators.
Iron hands, heavy
Oh,
interceptors,
that's a bit crap.
heavy weapons.
I suppose it
everything
fits,
you
doesn't
might
it,
expect
with
from
the
these
gun
tough,
platforms?
Durable,
Yeah, that's not that exciting though.
Hands chapter, the Raven Guard.
That's pretty
Fast
strong.
and Phobos.
Yeah, fast.
Way to
That's
do it.
good. I like that. That was
Phobos.
fun. Yeah, they
It looks pretty strong.
Imagine Aethon Shan leading those.
Is that a different head?
But what if you just want to carry all the flames all the time?
That
Every
is
model
just
in
a
this entire
naff looking
model
model as
has
well.
Something that makes you hotter.
Either a melter gun or a.
That's a
flamethrower
lot
in
of
some way.
flame weapons
I think
though.
there's
Wow.
assault intercessors who may
So
be,
interesting combat patrols.
Oh, no.
connecting
The
it.
fascinating thing is
That
that
a lot of
individual
flame
chapters are
weapons
getting
that
combat
you
patrols.
can expect.
Loyalist chapters.
Some new transfers in those kits as well. Adam, I know
Yeah,
you were a very
no,
big
you've
fan of
just-
that when we were
you've
looking
just,
through.
hit on
kits.
my secret nerd part of Warhammer. I get really excited by transfer sheets. I can't do.
What do we
freelance
think?
in my life, but I can stick a decal on.
Mainly
my
about the
person.
characters, not necessarily the combat patrols, but
come with its own,
Space Marine
transfer
characters
sheet,
look pretty good.
which means that you can apply all the details of the heraldry and everything. And there's loads of cool extras on those. Case in point, the Imperial Fist one has some decals that do Crimson Fists. So if you were
Nice.
a fan of the Crimson Fists successors, then you can fill your boots. We'll show you those ahead of time so you can sort of plan your.
How are you delivering their rules? Combat patrols will be a free digital download.
These.
Yeah,
Shall we have a look at the models?
yeah, I've got some of the miniatures right here. We've got some kind of classic.
That
stuff.
jet
You can
bike is
scale them.
incredible. That jet
We've
bike
also
is
got,
everything that
some of the new miniatures.
the
So
new
if we start
bikes
off,
should have
over here
been.
with The Raven Guard side. I brought along a.
That Raven Guard model is amazing as well.
Assault Intercessor Sergeant. It's not a small model by any stretch of the imagination, but you sort of get a sense of how big the new chapter master of the Raven Guard is there. He's on a big base.
Wow.
He's going to be quite an intimidating character is certainly going to be the largest of your infantry models, probably standing not far off the height of a Redemptor Dreadnought at the top of his base there.
Yeah, what's interesting is you may have a tactical rock to sort of raise him up a little, but Darneth Lysander is such a brute that he's not that much shorter than either of the two models you just mentioned. He really is very dominating. And then Sabodin Khan next to an Outrider. First of all, check out
Outriders look so naff.
similarities between the stylings, the sort of the shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of the things that you see on the Outrider. But if you spin it around,
Yeah.
check out
There,
some of
there
the
are
Wow.
so many lovely details on this. I really like the shield. There's some
I love
sheaths,
the
there's some
shield.
extra weapons. There's like, as well as having loads of lovely detail, there's also loads of space if you want to do some like Chigorian freehand or something like that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that's going to
Wow.
be,
I am going to space wolf that jet bike up. Something
It's
fierce.
It's exciting to see what people
Really
do
nice.
with it. So there we are, Space Marine.
surely
Nice.
that's all the Space Marine we have time for.
Incredibly strong.
You say that, but
Incredibly
there's a little more
strong.
Space
New
Marine out of the
characters.
way. This one's really exciting for me because I got to help a little bit on the team that have brought this to life. I am over the moon to present the first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. This is the Lieutenant Titus Mark 10 helmet made by
Bah.
Joy Toy. If you've not heard of Joy Toy, where have you been?
It looks like the eyes
I
light up.
Joy
That's a
Toy
cool
make
touch.
Beautiful action figures under license from
I mean,
Workshop.
there'll be an
They do
audience for it.
Warhammer 40,000 ones, and they do Warhammer Age of Sigmar ones, and they do Warhammer the Horus Heresy ones.
It's a hard
And they
hat
have made,
with
this
a
incredible
Space
helmet.
Marine visor.
It's
Looking
really
at it, isn't it?
And I can talk about some of its features. Inside, it's got an adjustable sort of headband, so you can change it to fit your head. What that means is that unless you've got the...
I mean, yeah, if you're going to do one of these, you do it with
or a
Titus,
drop,
don't you?
you should be able to make it fit. I have the most preposterous, like, potato...
Be tempted to start a White Scars army if they did jet bikes instead of the Outriders.
I will.
Well, the Outriders
But
don't
before
have
I
a
do,
multi-part
so this is
plastic
the
kit. They're
prototype
still
that we've
push
been,
fit from years ago.
working
So
on.
maybe they're just going to
On
disappear and we are going to get jet bikes. That would be really cool.
We're under
The
very
Horus
bright senior
Heresy
lights,
jet bikes
but
that are plastic
inside, can you see
are
the-
really nice as well.
A little bit. There's some
bit,
really
little
great
bit.
pictures. that you'll be able to
So
see
there is
later.
options.
But
You'd have to change bases and
I feel
things.
like a Space Marine
But
already.
there is options to
I
do
feel
it.
like
But
I've
yeah,
got
that
it.
jet bike was...
I mean, it's never
so
felt so good.
stunning.
Lieutenant Titus. So the lenses inside illuminate. You
And it
can
comes on
buy
a stand.
with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark II
Cool.
stand. It
I
looks
mean,
like it is
it's
straight
cool.
out
It is
of,
cool.
Battle
I nerd
Barge
out over
or
my
a
Master
sort of
Chief helmet. It's in the other
where a
room.
Space Marine might put his
It's one of my
warlord.
favourite things I own. So
It's your
that was
choice
the
whether
Halo
you
3
use the
Legendary
concept of that,
Edition
but
helmet. I can't actually wear it,
quite a lot,
but
and it
it's
looks
still
really
cool.
cool.
Like people who
When
love this.
Can you get your hands on it? I guess is the question.
When can I get my hands on it, Adam?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So
Okay,
you'll be able to
go
to,
buy a helmet now, if you want
warhammerdirect.com, and pre-order it. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm just over the moon to see this in the flesh, in real world. Very, very exciting. We're still
Adam
not
is
done with
just...
Warhammer 40,000.
He is just one of us, isn't he? He's just a nerd for all this plastic nonsense. It's so cool to see. Right, Kill Team. Awaken the legions. We rise to claim this world. AR was a Necron, okay. Canoptic stuff, a Geomancer, Deathwatch. Oh! New Deathwatch models looking good. 2 all new Kill Teams, Tomb World, Into the Dark. This is what they should have done with Into the Dark. Amazing.
Box for Kill Team, a new expansion, 2 brand new Kill Teams.
Okay, that's
new
that.
kill
This has
zones,
been an incredible preview.
miniatures. Let's take a look.
Wow,
This
I
is
love
Kill Team
all of
World,
it.
And you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just bursting with cool
This
stuff. Right?
might be the best Kill Team box.
Jeezums,
way
yeah,
up
you
there.
agree?
Struggle
It's
to
up there,
argue.
it's up there.
Impressed with this?
There's some beautiful stuff in here. I mean, if we talk about the battlefield first, you've got some absolutely
Yeah, this is amazing.
Necron scenery in a little bit like
I've been saying for ages how we need other scenery.
It certainly allows you to play games in that same sort of style.
There's
Doesn't
Necrons in the
necessarily
walls.
Allows you to play.
It's like a Borg ship. You happy? Good.
Really
Yeah, this is
thematic.
cool.
You've got the kind of
So this is going to
undead
be the brand new
Necron
season
twists
of Kill Team by the sounds of it.
Eon's long slumber. But the Kill Team
Deathwatch,
themselves,
Primaris scale
yeah,
Deathwatch.
so,
Like true scale Deathwatch is
with
cool.
The Deathwatch Kill Team. This is the return of the
Yeah, I
original
love
Kill Team. The
Deathwatch
main
so
Kill Team
much.
comes from the concept of Deathwatch, And
Incredible.
They have come
They
out
look
with
incredible.
an amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these guys in the box. You can build them in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any favourites from the
I mean,
mix there?
for me, I'm
All
about
of them.
Firepower, right? So
I do love the
Firepower,
Xenophage
flash cannon,
swords.
holding a frag cannon.
That's always cool. Frag cannons are cool.
The Xenos, right?
That's a solid
you can't really go
pose.
wrong. I call them
Love
out
the
as
Space
they're
Wolf. Love that
One of the things that's really
symbol as well.
about this set
The
is
Space
that
Wolf with a
loads
thunder
of,
hammer.
different
Yeah.
heraldic.
That's such a great
devices.
Space Wolf head as
Quite
well.
obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, I mean, so Flesh Terrors are perhaps not obscure, but they're not.
Great
necessarily
shout. Tomb World on Volcus. I love that idea.
That's a member of the Wolf Spears, which is one of the few successors to the Space Wolf chapter.
Oh, it's a wolf spear.
You've got an Ultramarine on the right.
Interesting.
The crossed swords on the one
This-
bottom left, I think, is probably making him a Guardian of the Covenant.
I think you might
But,
be right.
This is
and
all
there's a
second
Guardian
founding
collector
chapter shoulder pads.
We had a fun game earlier on where we tried to guess all the different chapters.
Yeah.
A Red Scorpion.
Admech were going deep underground, and they
There's
awoke
5
the
more,
Raveners.
that you can see here. So if you see any that are a chapter that you're interested in, shout them out in the chat. I think the top middle guy is going to get some attention because there's a lot of fans. of
Raptor.
those guys. Loads of options.
Plasma.
Loads of different specializations for your kill team to be built with.
Flamer Bolter.
They really are
Oh,
the personification of
oh
pick the
wow.
most for the job.
Wow. I want a whole
And
Death
when
Watch
you play
army
kill
with these
teams, the way that
guys.
this, where any kill team works is that you have a roster of different warriors, and then you can choose the ones you want before your game starts. You get 10 models in this box to make your kill team. You've got loads of different options, and then you choose before each game. Your kill team in game will be 5 of those warriors.
This
You can
is
get any
the
5
kill team I've been waiting for. I love a Space Marine kill team,
Check it out with the.
but I've always wanted a Death Watch, a true Death Watch one.
It's great to see a
Finally! It's taken them years, but we got there.
That's a Gravis, effectively a heavy intercessor archetype, but he's even more up
Wow.
than you might expect a normal heavy intercessor to be. Which have
Heavy
already got
intercessor
quite
with a
big
grenade
guns.
launcher. Oh, this is my dream
All sorts
of a Space
special
Marine
Xenos
kill
that they
team.
hit, but one of their things is effectively in each turning point you can choose one of them to use a special piece of ammunition, and you can basically pick a special rule for that gun to have, so you can be blast or
That's
precision
cool.
or extra AP or something like that. So
Elite
that-
Space Marine Xenos
kind
Hunters.
of quite long-standing concept of them having the ammunition to do exactly the job you need.
They
to
should
do,
be balancing all of them to be 5-man teams.
just being
Hopefully.
pretty good all-round
We'll
space.
see.
Yeah, absolutely. But
They
then
need
the
a good
other thing
balance,
to kill
don't
is excuse our enthusiasm.
That's a really nice looking Necron kit
There's
as well.
Also, the Canoptic Circle. These are the Necron.
We've
guardians
seen
of this
those
team complex.
before.
Essentially, their job has been to oversee the.
I'm
rules
expecting
protocols of all of the
co-op,
Necrons that you see
like we
in
got with the
events. We'll show you some
Tyranid
of that
stuff.
in a bit.
I'm expecting you to be able to do NPO
these are
Necrons with this
the,
kit as well. Not that will come in the box,
Sentinels that are ready
but there
to
will be
now
rules,
sort of
or they'll release digital
And they were just
rules
going about their business,
for
waking
NPO
up with
Necrons.
and all of a sudden,
Could
this
even be
very
White
rude
Dwarf.
kill team of Deathwatch burst into their
This is
place,
cool. You love
decided to
them?
start
Good.
cleaning up the place. So they've had
They
to,
are cool. They are incredibly
mobilise
cool.
against them. It is a very powerful kill team. This is the Canoptech Circle. It is led by
Single
Sheila,
warrior.
so
Yeah, he's
as a
just
princess,
there for
the warrior
fun.
you see there. She is the leader of the warband, and she definitely kind of is the core of the force.
I
right?
love
So
the centipede
she's
style.
big and powerful. Yeah,
Just
she alone
yeah.
can take on a space marine, but the other troops in her force need her to kind of be at the center to kind of coordinate.
Yeah,
all of
this
it.
this
There's a
whole
few different
box
other
is a win.
models in the mix there as well. As the Geomancer, you have remind me of
The Canoptic stuff has weapons as well, so you've got little scurrying bots.
Left hand side with the guns on the top is the Tomb Crawler.
Yep.
Then sort of
Nice.
the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right hand side. Then the smaller things, they are your reanimators or your warriors. So normally day to day they'd just be pooling around making sure everything's safe and well. They'd be reanimating some Necrons.
Warrior
when
does not look happy, does he?
them knocking, they leap into action.
Yeah, the crawlers have got some particularly formidable weaponry, right? So like they're up against the Deathwatch kill team. So the guns on those can take out a Space Marine if they get a good solid round of firepower. They
Wow.
are one of the you've got your kind of central character which does all the kind of utility stuff. Then you've got 2 really good solid gun platforms, and then you've got the rest of the force which whizzes around and does the objective taking stuff. So it's a really flexible little kill team. Also worth pointing
This is
out that
cool.
the box has a bunch of Necron warriors.
Yep.
Why does it have a bunch of Necron warriors?
Called it.
They're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is rules for playing basically
Love this.
co-op missions where you both
Yes.
play as Deathwatch and you're up
Yes.
against hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors. As they
joint operations is super fun. And,
Perfect.
The chance to do this
Right, where we need to get Kill Team up and running on the channel.
Walking around a Necron, awakening Necron tomb complex is almost too appealing to say no to.
And just a great other way of playing the game.
I'm going to totally jump on it. Have a look around this board, and you can see in some of those alcoves there are
Amazing.
reanimating Necrons.
The terrain looks beautiful.
Weird portals and
it's
glyphs
just
and all sorts of stuff.
replete with cool imagery. There's fallen masonry. You can imagine they've been asleep for so long that seismic events, whatever, of course, needs to fall down. Plus, or maybe the wolf spear hitting everything with his hammer. This is going to be just peak Warhammer adventures in a tomb complex. I love it.
That's what I want. I just want to do narrative campaigns through areas and places like this.
Use your Death Watch in that game as well, and your new
Incredible.
And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier that comes with this, which has all the rules you need to play these in your games of Kill Team.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them in the flesh. It comes in a box. There you go.
Comes in a box.
Let's have a look at some of these in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the scale. So my favorite.
That wolf spear is just going for it. Love him.
So there's some narrative around the events here, which is quite cool. We were having a read. So we learned that the Geomancer was, in fact, a lady. If you haven't already twigged yet, this is a raptor, this guy.
And dual combat knives.
Nice mix of scale.
Perfect.
From obviously the Geomancer and the reanimators on the sides. Loads of stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team, I think.
This is cool. I think this is great for Space Marines and Necron players. And Kill Team players.
Wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the most requested Kill Team, since the concept of Kill Team was sort of re-emerged into the consciousness.
Absolutely.
And they've done them so well with the new sculpting methods and things.
Done it.
We're around the 90-minute mark. I did say it would be a long one, but we've shown.
I'm amazed my voice is held.
Warhammer previews.
R1.
We should go to question corner. That was good prompt. Well done, Simon. There's probably a question or three, right?
There's quite a few. Yeah. Do you want some rapid fire ones to get you going?
Let's see what we can do.
We're within 12.
Okay, let's go. So
There's one more, right? There has to be another one.
Minis, resin or plastic?
They are plastic.
Multi-part plastic kits.
Let's go with the Kill Team Tomb World. Is the new Necron terrain similar in dimension to the Gallowdark terrain?
It is similar. I don't think it's exactly the same.
Yeah, Gallowdark would be a good reference point.
So we've got
interesting.
Warhammer Underworlds. Will the new warbands or any of the re-released Grand Alliance warbands be receiving rules to use them in Warhammer Age of Sigmar?
I believe you can use all of them in Age of Sigmar, can't you? I don't want to. Certainly.
Well,
I'm not.
You can use some of them.
There you go. Show my face as a face of non-committal.
One thing that is worth saying is that quite a lot of the new battle tomes have a place for the Warhammer Underworlds warbands as generic archetypes of that thing. So the Gloomspite kits, for example, you've got a place for the wolves.
I think that's a more comprehensive answer.
That's
Eddie,
probably the place that you'll find them going forwards.
The Hellsmith.
I think you could still proxy Gallowdark.
Yes.
Obviously, the big thing is with Kill Team, they will have rules for a lot of those walls and portals and things. So it would be tougher to define that stuff. But
although
I think
any adherence to health and safety would be an absolute abomination.
I think that you could proxy it as a quick game board. But honestly, I think the Necron stuff looks so much more interesting than Gallowdark.
They've got reinforced skulls, I'm sure.
No, the Gallowdark is bad. Gallowdark is a really nice terrain set, but Necron stuff was really nice.
That's a great question. So the rules will be available online.
So some of the rules, if the character is being re-released, already exist.
Yeah, that's true. So Darnath Lysander,
Vulcan and Lysander are already there.
Okay, so not new rules for the existing characters.
I'm really glad you asked about the lore because I know a thing.
The others will be digitally released.
Lore team.
Good. So they should be. No Codex 2.0 for Space Marines, by the sounds of it.
Stories, which will be hosting on Warhammer Community in the week leading up to their release when that happens.
Cool.
I'm super excited because I don't know anything about Aethon Shan and I want to learn his story. So yes, there we go.
Awesome. So
narrative stories. Cool.
So the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness, are some of the wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be revisited?
So that's a good question.
How can they answer that?
We do know that there will be more things released in plastic across the course of this edition. With some of those plastic kits, you may see wargear options returning that have previously been available.
Okay.
You might also see some wargear options that have never existed before added to those units. So hopefully that answers some of the question.
That's a good answer,
one last
actually. I
one
thought
was
they'd
on
just
the
dodge it. I'll
scouring.
give
How
Eddie
many
that.
books can we expect to see in the series?
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I don't want to steal the thunder of any future sort of news from Black Library other than to announce it today. But what they have told us...
What a great preview.
One of the best conversations of my professional life ever, to sit down with the editing team from Black Library as they sort of poured the scouring lore into my open brain was, this is a multi-book, multi-author series, and so you're going to be following it for some years to come.
Grand. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, there's bazillions more questions that
I am interested in the scouring, to be honest. Like, the more I think about it, I was a little bit snippy. But
yeah,
the more I think about it,
great.
the more I think that's a really good jumping on point
What
for
remains,
me.
I guess, at this point in the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending...
Solid
90
preview.
minutes of
Chat, what do we think?
Warhammer fun with us.
Marks out of 10.
I had a great time. I always have a great time.
Awesome.
8 out of 10?
General housekeeping.
8.5
If
out of
you
10?
missed anything in
Seem
this
fair?
And you want to know more, go to warhammercommunity.com, read the articles that are there on the website.
They're never going to deserve a 10 out of 10.
Eddie and I would have remembered to tell
But
you. And you can
8.5.
as well. If you are looking for more
8,
Warhammer
8.5. 8 seems
excitement
fair.
right now,
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw
we'll
back
go 8.
to Tacoma.
I think it was one of the
There's
better ones.
Warhammer 40,000 tournament taking place, I believe, right now is what we're going back to. So you can hang around here.
Okay, when this ends, we're going to jump over to WarCom. We'll have a quick skim through a few things. I'm not going to be able to do everything. I wasn't expecting the preview to be this long.
I think we're done.
But it just shows you how much stuff they've been waiting to reveal, doesn't it?
Questions. Thanks to the
It's been good. There's been really good, solid things for every game system they previewed here. Very, very good. Right, so let's hop back over to here. You want something more surprising than Spaceman Kill Team? I think Deathwatch kind of works. Right, loads of articles. Let's go back to the start. So the Votan was pretty strong. I really like that guy. I find that guy crazy. He's very 80s. Even that helmet is very 80s. Like Stranger Things vibes. Definitely Back to the Future vibes, that sort of stuff. But then that's the Votan thing, isn't it? The Memnir Strategist is an interesting looking model. I love the Steeljacks. I hope they have something like Deep Strike, where you could just like launch them out of something, some sort of teleport thing, and just drop them in. I love that you can give them close combat and range weapons. They're very cool. Yeah, they're definitely a standout for me. The Chthonian Earthshakers actually is growing on me. Quite like what's going on with the bases. That's pretty cool. The Capricious is just cool. I like their vehicles generally. It's not quite as cool as the Squat Trikes that we got for Necromunda, but as a whole, I like this aesthetic. Very 70s sci-fi. And then their Codex is coming as well. Combat Patrol looks pretty solid as well. So Votan have done very well out of this. Tomb Kings, we have Royal Heralds. These are all multi-part plastic. Royal Heralds there, and the Leech Priests. Again, just stunning models. War of Cetra's Fury is the first Arcane Journal, and then we have the Dawn of the Storm Dragon, which is going to bring Grand Cathay more into the narrative, I believe. But that's cool. Again, Old World doing very well there. I mean, Age of Sigmar. Wow, what a bunch of reveals. Flesh Eater Court's getting their Battle Tome and one new unit, but it is a funky new unit. It's very fun. And then the Charnel Watch, which is their new Spearhead, which looks like a good mix of things. And then the Nighthaunt again, brand new Battle Tome. Lord Vitriolic, bit of a naff name. Bit too on the nose. Not that he has a nose. But a cool looking model. Quite a lot going on there. And then their Cursed Shackle Horde Spearhead as well. Looks like a pretty good Spearhead. Very cool. I mean, the standout, I think, for the Age of Sigmar stuff, Chaos Dwarfs. In the army box, you get the troops, the HQ, the cannon, the big bull mech. And then the Codex, limited edition Codex, Battle Tome, sorry. And then their cards as well. And then all of this will be releasing individually, probably 8 weeks after, something like that. It's usually around 2 months. There's some beautiful looking models. Different variety of weapons options as well for them. Spears or swords, hobgrots as well. Different options for the cannon. Very strong, very nice. That's good. That is just incredible. Different heads as well. Very cool. It looks like these kits have different customization options as well. So if you take a couple more than one in your army, you're okay to just customize them a little bit. And then that is the limited edition battle tome. It will have probably the same cover, just a different colored font text for the full release. And then you've got extra demon smiths. The Ashen Elder was a really cool model. Centaurs, both centaurs, looking amazing. And then your ranged support. Hobgrots, looking very cool. The faces, just everything about them, the poses, how they're hunched over, really, really nice. Very strong. What was this guy called? Urak Tor. And the optional assembly of the Demon Smith Rider as well. Just an incredible mechanical bull model. Absolutely stunning. And that is their full battle tome. Confirms that they are a Chaos army. So Chaos armies, Chaos players like me, will hopefully be able to ally in some of this stuff as well, which is cool. And the other thing that they did say was this army box that will be launching first. All these contents will be the Spearhead, which is expected for an army box like this. But it looks like a pretty strong Spearhead. I wouldn't want to mess with it. So that's cool, and it's a nice incentive to pick this up early if you're doing Spearhead as well, because all the Spearhead rules will be in that book. That's definitely a highlight. Definitely very nice. Underworld's got some nice models as well. Brand new expansion moving to Spikewood. And you've got the... Are they Lumineth? Or whichever faction they are. You've got the Kurnoth's Heralds, which is the Elven Centaurs. Interesting looking models until they pointed out the glowing belly buttons, then that's a little weird. But I guess it fits the theme of these guys. Quite a nice little characterful warband. And then the Blood of the Bull. Again, another Demon Smith with a variety of options from the new helms, the new Hashut kits as well. Really fun looking stuff. And a new game board with new little bits as well. And it comes with a new deck by the looks of it, Hunting Grounds and Deadly Savagery. 2 new Rivals decks included, which you can mix in with existing warbands. And then they're releasing a host of the older Order warbands, the older Chaos warbands. I'm tempted to pick that up. I don't want to have to buy all the other stuff, but I do like that miniature. They're quite nice as well, actually. That's Chaos, this is Death. That's quite a fun one. I remember that one. Yeah, that's quite fun as well. Yeah, so more of those, and then finally Destruction. That bear wolf thing is pretty cool. And then the Snarlfang Riders. And then the cards coming out separately because they can't include them in the boxes, because why would they want to do that? But yeah, more options for Underworlds. Season 2 is kicking off with a bang. I think generally pretty strong support for it. We'll skim through Legions Imperialis. The Mastodons look amazing. Really, really nice. And then you get some Whirlwinds and Scorpius missile tanks, Vindicator siege tanks, heavy Cerberus heavy tank destroyer squadron, Typhon heavy siege tank, and then a second supplementary rulebook with all the information. So it collects supplements. Sorry, this 240-page supplement collates updates and supersedes the previous army lists for Legions Astartes, Solar Auxilia, Mechanicum Tagmata, Dark Mechanicum, Allegia Titanica, and Night Households. This is the one book that you will need moving forward for Legions Imperialis, if I'm understanding that right. Yes, it's another rulebook, but at least it puts everything all in one place to make it easier to find, and you're carrying less things around, hopefully. So that's strong, that's positive. And then formation and data card. The datasheet cards coming as well for your respective armies. All of this is really strong. Very good. Objective markers and tokens and shit as well. Like 94 tokens, that's a lot of markers. But yeah, I mean, this stuff is cool. The cards are cool. The rulebook is cool. The models are fine. It's never something that's going to excite me, honestly. The big summer preview for Horus Heresy gave us just a better look at the Assault Squad in Mark II. Very nice. And then optional combat shields as well. The new Journal Tactica, the Forges of Saturn. I have pre-ordered the first Journal Tactica. We'll take a look at that hopefully next weekend when it's released on the channel. So if you're interested in Horus Heresy, I am going to be covering elements of it while I'm dipping my toe. But they've announced the second one, so this is cool, and it focuses more on Saturnine and how you can customize it for your various different armies and just make it more personable to whichever legion you run, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, and I'm a big fan of how they've gone about the Journal Tactica stuff as a way of presenting extra rules, kit bash opportunities, and just general lore and things. I think it's quite a nice way of doing it, and it's not that expensive, which is the big thing with Warhammer, isn't it? The Scouring has been announced. Book 1 by Chris Wright is Ashes of the Imperium, and it's basically picking off. That is a cool piece of artwork. The remaining brothers. And then the humans. That's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. It's coming later this year. Very fun. New Space Marine characters. So Vulcan Hestan finally has a plastic model, and he is glorious. A couple of different options there. His rules, you're not getting a Space Marines 2.0 codex. His rules are already in the book, so you'll find them in the current codex. Doesn't sound like there's any change there. He just looks amazing. Really cool. Darnath Lysander, again, his rules are currently in the Space Marine Codex. No change there, but what a nice new model. Again, plastic. Raven Guard, Aethon Shan. He's the new chapter master. Really nice looking model. Just very imposing. Not quite as imposing as Logan Grimnar, but you get the vibe. I love the hooded element to him. That's just really cool. I love the lightning claws. I love the jump pack. So many little aesthetic bits I like in here. His rules will be released. Oh, hold on. So he was in the novel The Chapter's Due, a Uriel Ventris novel. Interesting. So he is an existing character. His rules will be released digitally from what they were saying. So hold them to that. They should be free. And anything that isn't getting a book should get free rules. I agree with that. That's pretty cool. Kanok Var, Iron Hands. Again, very cool looking Terminator. Very different, very individual, bringing those elements of different styles of armors back into the Space Marine range, getting away from the bland, boring crap that is Primaris standard static design. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come for 11th. Hopefully tactical squads are going to return in a proper way. Hopefully mixed weapon teams, special weapons in a squad of 10 with you know, 8 bolters and 2 special weapons, things like that. Hopefully this is just a little nod to going back to what Space Marines should be. But these models alone, they're very good. The standout for me of the entire preview was Subodin Khan, who is the leader of the White Scars, so he's the chapter master with just an incredible jet bike. This is what the Outriders should have been. Perfection. And he will be space wolfed up for just a fun kit bash challenge, personally. Hopefully captain on jet bikes, or a captain on a bike, will get a role so I can use him in 11th edition. But yeah, absolutely, I will be buying this and doing stuff to space wolf him up. Doesn't need to do much in all honesty, because he has some really cool stuff. new combat patrols. So Khan on a bike is releasing first in the White Scars Combat Patrol, which we'll see in a moment. But he is going to be releasing individually soonish afterwards. And his rules, again, will be available digitally and in the app. Salamander's Combat Patrol, that's probably the weakest one, but there is a lot of flamers. Lots of flame weapons. I mean, the Mario Kart is there as well, but yeah, it looks fine. This one looks pretty good. It is built up as the Imperial Fists. It can be done as Crimson Fists, as they said. There's transfers on the new transfer sheets for these. It's Crimson Fists, but it is a company command with a really cool looking captain, 5-man Terminator squad, and just standard Bolt squad, standard Primaris infantry intercessors. This is a really good box if you're doing a Codex compliant chapter, completely custom. Yes, there's a lot of Imperial Fist bits on these, but you can paint them up, do whatever you want, transfers, whatever, freehand. You can buy this box as a pretty good starting point for a Space Marine army. Be a fun spearhead, paint it in whatever chapter you want to do, and it would work really well. I think this is a very nice box. Can you tell? We also have the Raven Guard, which is jump packs, Phobos, and then the whatever it's called, the Walker, Stealth Walker. Iron Hands has 2 turrets in there for some reason, but this sort of fits the Iron Hands vibe. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as that one. In fact, that's probably the weakest combat patrol. And then the White Scars. My brain's going. So Cowdoy Bike comes in that box first, and then you get your 3 push fit Outriders, and then some intercessors. They're assault intercessors, aren't they? 5-man assault intercessors that will fit in the tank as well. This is tied into White Scars quite heavily, and the Outriders are naff, in all honesty. But this isn't actually a bad spearhead combat patrol either. I don't think, if I'm being honest. It's not the best one. I think that one's the best one, maybe with a close second to that one. Because there's just a lot of pain in there going by the current Space Marine rules. But that's fun, and it's nice that the other chapters, they're not quite as ultramarine-y chapters, are getting something as well. So this is fun, and we're building into that run up to 11th. So it's nice that we're getting these now, and then we can get some crazy cool characters going into 11th for various different armies as well. Very fun. Titus is getting a life-size helmet if you want. I'm not going to run through it here. We spent enough time on that. The other big one, probably just pipping Khan on a bike for the best reveal for me of the stream. Brand new season of Kill Team. Kill Team Tomb World. This brings in Necrons, much needed, hopefully better balanced and more engaging Necron kill team, credible models, and the Deathwatch kill team. The Watch Sergeant looks amazing. Although he's got the wrong weapon there. He should have the Xeno phase sword. Bombard, which is going to be one of your heavy weapon guys. Got a gunner, so the plasma there. Wonderful. I love that you can mix and match all these guys. You got a Breacher, which is a Gravis guy. He's not Gravis though, is he? He doesn't look like Gravis. He's your Grenadier. The Horde Slayer has a flamer with a heavy bolter. Just cool. Head Taker. Oh, Head Taker. Interesting name. I'm pretty sure that's been taken. But he's a Raptor shoulder pad. Fantastic to see. All of these second founding chapters getting shoulder pads is cool. 2 combat blades. It's just very much similar to the Lieutenant, the Phobos Lieutenant from Leviathan, but again, it's cool. Very cool. Marksman is just your standard bolter. Your Aegeus, shield and mace. Very cool. The Demolisher. Wolf Spear with a hammer. Brilliant head as well. I love that head. The Disruptor is, I think that was a, Rumor Engine as well. Again, just a very cool I quite like the mix between Phobos and tactical units. I think this is really, really cool. Very impressed. And I just love seeing the mix of armors. Space Marines should be about mix and matching. It shouldn't be as plain vanilla boring as they made it. Hopefully we're going to start to see more of this. This is such a cool kit. And then over to the Blade Master, who is instantly my favourite because he's got the Xenophage blade. Interesting. In the current Deathwatch Kill Team rules, sorry, the Deathwatch Army rules, your Sergeant has the Xenophage blade. Isn't the case in this. That is for a specific specialist. I don't know how that will interact with 40k. That was a Rumor Engine as well. But just incredible looking models. I absolutely love everything about this kit. I love everything about this box. But that is a very solid start. Moving on to the Necron side of things, the new Geomancer is very centipede-y, really cool. Accelerator reanimators. Using a Necron sword to fight Necrons. Yeah, they've done it for years. It's cool. It's a nice touch. The Tomb Crawlers, 2 Tomb Crawlers with heavier weapons. From what they were saying, they can kill Space Marines in a good shooting combat, or good round of shooting as well, which makes them very strong. And then some warriors there. You also get, do they mention it down here? There's no pictures. But you also get some warriors in the box because they're building into that NPO stuff like they did with Kill Team Typhon. Music to my ears, this is exactly what I want to hear. So this is based around close quarters gameplay, which is very cool. Necron themed kill zone. The idea of Gallo Dark, very different terrain, much more Necron-y, it's perfect. This is the kind of thing that they should have done. Instead of having 4 boxes of the same, they should have had different type of terrain with each box. They obviously didn't want to do that, they didn't have the budget for that or whatever, but with this version of Kill Team, this is the terrain we're getting to kick off this new season. I'm interested to know where this goes, I'm interested to know the narrative, but there's so many cool little bits on the walls. There's also these little pads, gates, loads of different things that you can interact with, and it will work wonderfully with other Necron terrain and scenery that you may have. Much like Kill Team Typhon, the box includes a full unit of NPO miniatures, in this case 10 Necron warriors and 3 Scarab Swarms, that can be used in the new Joint Ops and Adversarial Ops mission packs. Very cool. Add the 2 kill teams, 31 miniatures in the box, and then the terrain. There is the terrain there. So like previous close quarters terrain for Killzone in Killzone Gallo Dark, Killzone Tomb World is a fully modular set of walls, doors, pillars that you can use to build hundreds of unique layouts, and can be taken apart and rearranged at the drop of a hat. Take that with a pinch of salt, because I have bled quite a lot taking apart the Gallo Dark stuff. I'd be interested to know how they've worked out this interchanging stuff. New elements make the kill zone feel distinctly Necron, such as breached walls reforming in microscopic maintenance drones continue their eons-long vigil, heedless of the battles around them. There's even a host of Necron warriors snoozing in wall alcoves, as you can see there, really cool. And you're also getting your dossier with all of the tokens and all of the cards and the Tomb World event cards. This is almost identical to Typhon, just with different kill teams. Very much looking forward to this. This is exactly what I wanted from Kill Team. It's perfect. It says near the bottom of the article, Tomb World of Sonfet. Interested to see where it is. Yeah. I think we'll have a season on the Tomb World, and I think we will get the next few boxes will be 2 brand new kill teams with a couple of bits of scenery that you can add into this, very much like they did with Volcus. But I think we're going to get a year-long season and 3 additional expansions giving us Tomb World stuff. Hopefully. I'd like to see them support this in a good way. But this is cool. I would love to know how the community takes to this. They'll be digging further into the rules and miniatures of Kill Team Tomb World as we get closer to the release date. I would guess... Oh, the Gravis armoured body can build 3 different operatives, of which you'll need to choose 2. Gravis, which was the Gravis armored body? It says enough. The team is only 5 members, but you get a full box of 10, so you can build almost all of the options and choose which you want to deploy. That's Gravis. Oh, that is Gravis. Yeah, looking at the boots. And that's Gravis. So your Horde Slayer, your Breacher, and your Bombard are Gravis, but you only get 2 Gravis bodies. Everything else is a mix of Phobos and Tacticus armor. If you look at the legs, you can see the repetition in the models as well. Yeah, no, I think both of these kill teams are looking good. I think this is the standout. I think Khan on a bike is pretty good as well. And I think, yeah, that is us done. Chat, it's been fantastic. Jeezums, thank you for sticking with me through the whole reveal. It's been great to have you in chat. It's always nice when chat interacts with these things. I'm a very small channel. I don't get many viewers. It's absolutely fine. That's how it is. We're growing. As a community, we're growing. But it's always fantastic to have people in chat and just interacting as we're going through this stuff. So thank you very much. I'm going to have to go because my voice is done and I have a busy day tomorrow. I'm down in Nottingham for a couple of things. One of them being Warhammer World and one of them being a different game system related that I won't go into here because it's not Thing Games Workshop. So I'm going to have to go save my voice. You have all been amazing. Thank you everyone who's dropped in. And Little Jeezums, thank you for being in chat. It has really helped make the stream what it is. As always, we will be back with more stuff over the next week. There won't be a video tomorrow because we've done this tonight. There will be the usual Sunday preview on Sunday. I have no idea what's coming. Probably something that we've seen here. I'm not expecting Kill Team. I think that's going to be August, September time. I'm not expecting any of the AoS stuff. Well, no, not the Chaos Dwarfs. Potentially Nighthaunt or something, although we've just had... I think it's going to be something Old World. Maybe they're going to start getting the Old World stuff out. But we'll find out down the line. Overall, this has been an incredible reveal show. 8 out of 10, I think, is a fair mark. And yeah. But no, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of your evening, your afternoon, your morning, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully we'll get some more live stuff done soon. And I'll see you all in the next one. When I find the right button. Well, it's been ages since I've streamed anything. Right, I'm going. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are. See you again.